Start her up.
Hey guys, George here from GFW Trains. We talk about everything, but mostly trains. We're here, 102nd stream.
100th stream celebration. Welcome, welcome.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Good stuff. Hey, this is George, otherwise known as GFW Trains.
And there is George, otherwise known as GAW Trains.
Or OG George. You got 3 generations in the house.
And then you got Wally, otherwise known as Waldozer Productions.
I am just the guy who takes GFW Trains places. And this is the guy
Who took you places
that took me places.
before
Right?
you could drive.
3 generations here. We got grandson, son, grandfather going on. So welcome to GFW Trains 100th celebration live stream.
It's crazy, man. It's 100th celebration live stream, part 3 technically, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So what have we been doing on these live streams, George?
We've been so basically what we're gonna do, or what the plan is for the 100th stream, is we're gonna run 100 of our engines from our collection, and so we went through our collection and picked out some of the best stuff that we have, 100 pieces of the best locomotives that we have, and we put them on the layout, we had them on the layout. We had most of our poster stuff on there yesterday, last Friday, as you know. It's not here right now, but this stream is basically going to be dedicated to some of the conventional stuff we have on here, and then a lot of the bigger steam engines that we got. So, yeah, personally my favorite.
Right. And I am a 100th celebration. We had to drag this guy out of retirement. Good thing we're not paying him by the word, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, when you're with these guys, it's very, very hard to get a word in edgewise, especially if you're the old guy,
Oh my gosh. I mean, go with the old guy thing, George.
The respect for your elders.
Oh,
Respect. No. I like Wally's shirt. Look at that.
Look at this. Ready? Oh. Special shirt.
Boom! There you go.
Right on.
Stephen Kofro, welcome to the stream. Bam! Wait,
Boom.
my fist isn't that small.
Right on. 60 last week, right, George?
Yes, sir.
Another 40 to go this week.
Where'd you get that shirt?
Father's Day gift from you.
I saw it on Instagram and I was like, oh, that's pretty
Hey, look
sweet
what I
shirt.
got for Christmas.
GFW Trains merch. Hey.
Yeah.
And I got this one from the one and only Corey Ward.
Fast Friday. We'll be doing things a little bit different this Friday. We did it the same way last Friday. And I apologize that be checking people in this week just because we got lots of ground to cover, lots of stuff to do, lots of neat stories to tell. So as we go through doing stuff, George and Grandpa are going to talk a little bit about the trains. And is that right, George?
Yes. Off the bat, we have 2 really cool engines that we have acquired. Throughout the year. One of them, as many of you know, is the 4449 Daylight. That one was recently, a friend of ours called us up. He's like, oh yeah, I got a friend that's got some trains for sale. And my dad goes, oh really? What kind of trains? And then he sent us a list, and yes, the passenger train. Or what are they called?
Daylight.
Yeah, daylight cars, yes. The other one, this one's actually the newest item in our collection. It's 2884 Yellowstone by the Duluth, Wasabi, and Iron Railroad, right?
Iron Range.
Iron Range, yes. And yeah, it's an MTH Proto 1 engine, but it was upgraded to Proto Sounds 2. So it's our first scale MTH steam engine, which is really, really neat.
We just got that one.
Yes. Crazy story. Anyway.
Everything was rolling well. George was like, let's buy a train.
I was going lunch, scrolling through OGR forum, and there's this Proto Sounds 2 Yellowstone. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Showed it to my dad, and he's like, yeah, offer him,
Tell how much you paid.
Yeah.
Something.
offer him this much. And I was like, okay. Sent him the email, and the guy said, okay. So then later we got the engine, and here it is now. Yes.
Just got it the other day, so we're real happy to have that. It's a fun one to run around. That's our first big MTH piece.
Yes.
What's the name of that company that they're running the stock up on?
GameStop.
GameStop.
Filed for bankruptcy recently.
Here these guys are buying engines when they could have been buying GameStop.
Yeah, we should have. Yeah, if we would, we'd be millionaires, George.
Well, maybe not next week. Maybe it'd be paupers.
Yeah, I think they recently filed for bankruptcy in the past couple of days.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that means the stock's worthless.
Oh, yeah.
I know all about worthless stock. I worked for a company for a long time, and they went bankrupt, and all my stock went.
Oh, dang. Kind of sucks.
Yes.
But, yeah, so, all right, I'm going to switch out the engines real quick, and we can show off one that Grandpa recently brought over. Brought it over today when it hit the newest item in his collection. It's the first time we've seen it. Really, really cool engine. So I'm going to put it on in front, or put it on instead of the Yellowstone, and then I will show you guys that.
So welcome everybody who's coming in. We got some neat trains that we're putting out there today. We got some new names that I see filtering through the stream. Rather than going through and giving everybody a whistle, what I've been trying to do is just highlight everybody up here. So fun to see everybody. One of the neat things on this journey to 100 episodes has been all of the friendships that we've made, huh? So Grandpa's taken me, or my dad's taken me to train shows my whole life.
That's one of the, the hobby is something that's really neat. Wally and I, of my kids, he's the one that caught the disease the worst. So this was, I guess, for Wally, that's great. And for me, it's even greater because I still have somebody to play with trains with at my old age and stuff like that. But he's, there's some interesting pictures we have of Wally being very young.
So Mama barely put one up on Facebook the other day or something like that. I missed it.
I'm not sure. I think it's on there. She showed it to me. You're playing with your first little wooden train.
Wait. Oh, how old I was?
I don't think you're 2 years old at the time.
Really?
If she hasn't put it on, maybe she's watching.
I think somebody said that they saw an old picture of me, and I just haven't seen it.
She's probably on here watching this, so maybe she'll tell you where she put it. But yeah, she found it. We were laughing about it, and saying, "Yeah, Wally, that was really your first train before the."
Yep. That was one I got from Grandpa. Hey, Bill, welcome. Stephen Cofer, welcome. Good to see everybody here.
Happy birthday!
Yeah,
It's Bill Coe's birthday.
Is it?
Yes.
All right.
Right.
Yeah, so happy birthday. He's got the same birthday as Gage Range, a friend of mine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Apparently we're getting some bad video and audio here. That's kind of a stinker.
Looks good on our end of the world.
That's what everyone always says, that that we're getting pixelated and sounds, and now you know the feeling. On our end, we have no idea what's going on. So
maybe you guys in a snowstorm somewhere. I know I get pixelated all the time at home.
All right, let's see here. We got to get this figured out, guys.
Oh yeah, Mom's watching TV upstairs.
Shouldn't matter. Hold on a second. Let me get this going. So hey, stay with us, everybody. Oh, we got I missed it. We got a super chat from Tim's Trains. And he says, bring out the Harry Potter train. Nice. I'm bringing that out. I'm bringing it out. All right.
I'm not touching it. No, sir. You're trying to eat me.
George, yeah, that was one of the legendary first shows, the Harry Potter Hogwarts Express St. George.
Man, Tried to eat me.
I was looking for that. I don't know which episode that's on. I kept looking and looking and looking, and I couldn't find it. So how's the picture? Audio good, picture's frozen. All right, we'll keep rolling with the sound, guys. I'll see if I can figure this out.
So anyways,
Sorry.
so anyways, Grandpa, you recently got this Northern. You want to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, that's the Santa Fe Northern that you'll see going around here, 3751. That's the one that runs out. They use on the excursion trains out in California. I think there's a couple of guys that I outbid on this thing on eBay not too long ago. There were a couple of the guys that are on the stream sometimes. I didn't realize I was outbidding you. I'm sorry if I outbid you. But I've been looking for one of these for a while.
He's not sorry. He's not sorry.
What I should be is mad because you made bid me up.
Got it.
Yeah, it's the actual train runs out in California. There's actually another one of those Northerns just like that. Out here at the Illinois Railway Museum, out here by us, that used to be the one at the Museum of Science and Industry. And I believe the history of that engine is the last steam locomotive that the Santa Fe Railway took delivery of.
Really?
That series. And for that reason, it's kind of a famous engine. That's why it was at the Museum of Science and Industry.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, they had the first, the New York Civil 99.
Anyways, we're back. We are back. All right. So,
Where were we?
talking about the
Talking about
Northern at the Science and
3751. If you got it before, it's the one they run on the excursion trains out in California. But it's got a twin brother that lives here in the Chicago area at the Illinois Railway Museum. It used to be at the Museum of Science and Industry. And it was the last steam locomotive that the Santa Fe Railway bought, as I recall. They used to have that 999 little New York Central engine that was the first one that went over 100 miles an hour.
Hear that? The first one that went over 100 miles an hour.
Little steam engine.
In the United States.
There you go.
And they also had of course, they have the original Pioneer Zephyr there too.
Oh, yeah.
Which with the three locomotives they had was some kind of they wanted to show that they had the last steam locomotive that was made per se. I'm guessing that the 484 was, besides being the last Santa Fe, might have been the last big steam locomotive.
Yeah, I bet you're right.
Hey, RJ loves the mullet, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Finally,
How do you like, guys? How do you like my mother?
A little bit of a beach on top. A little bit of a beach on top.
I forgot my Shinola this morning.
Yeah. Well, hey, sorry about the hiccup on the stream there. Don't know what was going on, but I think I got it restarted. I think I got it rolling right. So yeah, there we go. North Country Train says he needs a haircut too. Hey, Brendan's Trains.
I never said I needed a haircut. I never said that.
Oh yeah, that's true. It was just us that say you need. Does he need a haircut?
He needs a haircut.
He needs a haircut.
I do not need a haircut. It's fine. See? Look, can't even see it.
Look at this. Look at this.
See, when we're
Business in the front, party in the back. Look at that party. Woo!
You know, when George is going to cut his hair, when some guy walks up to him and kisses him and says, "You look so good."
Anyway, see? You won't even be able to see it.
Oh, John Travolta, you ain't.
So, anyways.
So I got to bust out that. Thanks to Tim for doing a super chat.
Oh,
$10
yeah, thank
gets
you,
the Harry
Tim.
Potter train out.
So, anyways.
Maybe leave George Hole.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to help us out. Somebody's going to have to look through some of the old live streams. I couldn't find it. I didn't have the time. I'll do that too. But you'll be my best friend if you go through those old live streams and tell us which is the one where the Harry Potter train hit George in the finger and George was screaming. Because I'm going to cut that out and we're going to have a flashback. I wanted to have a flashback this week, but I didn't get a chance. So yeah, a lot of people are saying you should shave your hair there, George.
No. I think it's fine, honestly. All I have to do is just put my hood up, and then you don't even see. You see the front, the business part.
North Country says his parents wanted him to shave it too. Oh, gosh.
Excuse me.
All right, Tim's looking for the live stream right now. That's good. That's good.
All right, anyways.
You got a lot of, you got 101 of them to look through, Tim, find it?
Good
Good luck.
Yep, 102 including tonight. And then
Let me know it didn't bite him tonight.
I couldn't remember. It was probably in the first 15 streams. And for those of you that didn't know, so George in one of our first streams, little flashback memory. I'm going along, and it's George and I. And we're over here, and we're going along. All of a sudden, George starts screaming. And I didn't know what to do. I couldn't figure out what's going on. George went to pick up the Hogwarts Express train set that we had, and it pinched his finger in the driver, and
It hurt.
And George was screaming. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether I should turn off the live stream or keep the live stream going or what. And it was, yeah. Now, and I know that what I know now, I'd have focused in on George for some reality television.
We could just let him
Life
sit there.
with the Werdericks.
We could just let him sit there and scream for a while.
Right.
Hey, Greg, how are you doing?
Uncle Greg's in the house.
Hey, how's it going? I hear you're gonna is he got the layout?
He's going to expand. I think his wife has given him permission.
Nice.
That's the greatest sound. Okay, some of the greatest things in the world are the whistle of a steam locomotive and your mom or wife telling you can expand.
Right.
That is true. That is true.
Hold on, I'll be back. Just give me a moment.
Speaking of wife, hey, Mama, how you doing? My mom. Real Toy Trains is here. What's up? Hey, happy 100. Thanks for coming by, hanging out with us. We got the three gens tonight. We got Grandpa George, we got Little George, and we got Waldoza Productions here, hanging out for a little while. So, Devon, we'll see you around. We'll come back when you can. What's your favorite locomotive, Dad? Brendan's Trains wants to know.
My favorite locomotive, golly. I hate to say it, but there's, in the movie Toy Story, since they ask, what's your favorite toy? And the kid says, whatever I'm playing with right now. And that's kind of almost my favorite locomotives. I always tell everybody, though, I've got little number one that we ran on this layout there a few months ago. And that's the one that started it all. So I got to really say, maybe, even though I don't run it very much anymore and everything like that, it still runs 1944 1666. And it's probably, it has the most feeling for me. And I like it. The ones to look at, my God, I think my favorite type to look at, per se, is I like the Fairbanks Morris Trainmasters.
Oh, yeah, those are nice.
That I really, really, really like. When I was a young whippersnapper, and I may have told this story before on the channel, but I used to go down when I was I actually used to take a bus and then an Illinois Central Electric train down to school. When I was going to school out on the south side of Chicago for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And I used to do that when I was 11 years old, get on the bus, go downtown, get the Illinois Central commuter train out to 59th Street and go to school there. But on my way home, I would stop off at a place called Vaughn's Seed Store. It was downtown, and I'd go look at it in 1954 when they came out with all those Lackawannas at Lionel, and I used to go down there and I used to say, oh boy, I'd sure like to have one. And
I got one.
I got a few. But anyway,
It's got them all.
The first, I got to tell you though,
A couple of them.
getting first one. You know, you got to have an understanding wife. We were at a training show over in St. Charles Fairground, King County Fairground, and there was a trade show. And my wife and I had gone to it, but I had just gotten into. Actually, I hadn't joined TCA yet, as a matter of fact, I don't think. And trade shows were kind of a new thing to me. And we went over there, and there was a guy selling one of those Lackawannas, and he wanted a couple $100 for it. This would be about 1976, so that was pretty princely for a train that sold for $49 when it was new. And it was nice in the box, gray roof Lackawanna, which is the most common of all the train masters. And this was the one I kind of always wanted when I was a kid. My wife said, well, why don't you buy it? And I said, well, it's $200. She says, get it. And
Got like that, huh?
that's the kind of wife I've got. She's a pretty good, special lady. Now, maybe since Wally was a little young guy, he didn't get anything for Christmas that year, but I got my one.
Nice. Nice. So, George, how many trains have we run today? Run 3?
Trace. Yeah.
With
We
3, we got
better get going.
Yeah, we better get going. We better get going. So my shirts, George, got some questions about my shirt here. So I just, whenever I look around and look for some Loud Train shirts, and I wear when I see a Loud Train shirt, I like to buy their Loud Train shirts. For those of you just coming in the door, welcome to GFW Trains. Welcome to Fast Friday. Do me a favor, if you would, everybody who's here, and I forgot to do that, smash that like button if you would. Hit that thumbs up. It really helps us out in terms of getting our stream out there and hitting the algorithm to get it out to the people who may have missed it today. So, yeah. So, a lot of birthdays today. So, we got Bilko's birthday, and it's also Ann Davis's birthday. George? Johnny. That's what I mean. Audimus. So, get your butt back over here. We're going to sing some happy birthday.
Hey, it will be like a barbershop trio.
A barbershop trio.
You know, it's a quartet -1.
Ready? Happy birthday to you. Woo, woo. Happy birthday to you. Woo, woo. Happy birthday, dear Bill and Greg. Johnny.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, that was
Cha, ooh la la. Pizza and cookies, I think, right?
Yeah, hey, how's it going there, Lee? Coming in all the way from Great Britain. Look at that. We are the Train Room Trio at GFW Trains.
Would you guys buy a record if we made one?
Oh, yeah.
Little red caboose, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose behind the train. Whoop, whoop. So Train Storm was saying he had a rough day today. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're hanging out with us, Train Storm, because we're having a good time here. Sit back, relax, grab some iced tea. I forgot to get my own iced tea before I came. Mom, if you're watching, you're good. Room service.
Don't go with that. You never come down here. But you would be my favorite wife if you heard this and you're bringing down some iced tea. So Train Storm says, speaking of cookies, George, you still owe me one from last week.
I gave you one. I gave you a virtual cookie.
And George, virtual cookie.
Yeah, you know an emoji.
Oh,
Jeez.
emoji, that's...
Tell them if you ever make it down to Illinois. We got a couple in our kitchen.
All right, Lambo from California is here. Good to see you, Lambo.
Hi, Chris.
Thanks for coming.
Where in California from?
Smash that like button for us if you're just coming through the door. Uh-oh, we must have gotten a thumbs down.
Somebody give us a thumbs down.
Oh, probably because of our singing.
Oh,
Train Storm always says he's going to break kneecaps if he sees a thumbs down.
you know, that's obviously not a music appreciator.
No.
It's from a Bugs Bunny movie. What's opera knock?
Oh, I tell you what. Hey, I'm not worried about it because my man Train Storm is going to go over there and smash the kneecaps. It's all about karma. I know if you put the thumbs down for no reason, or maybe he doesn't like it, but you're going to get some bad train karma. Something's going to short circuit. That person put the thumbs down. Something's going to short circuit. And I want you to think GFW Trains. Bad karma thumbs down because you're scared to blow a bore. Something's going to come off the track and get scratched. It's all about karma, my friends. It's all about karma. No, I'm telling you. This is what I'm throwing out there with this. It's not about anybody breaking kneecaps or anything like that. I'm telling you, the thumbs down is karma. It's all about karma. So you hit that thumbs down, everybody's having a good time and enjoying themselves. You wait. Something's going to happen on your train layout or going to happen to one of your trains. I just want you to think, thumbs down, bad karma, and that's why. Oh, gosh.
Anyways, so I just put the Union Pacific consolidation up. You want to talk a little bit about that one? That one's yours.
Sure. So when TMCC first got on the scene, I wanted to get the TMCC engines because I mean, it's just a neat thing. Remember when we got our first team?
Yep.
Which one was it? Let's see if you quiz.
In the CML.
1218.
Yeah.
1218.
Yeah.
Got that one from York. And after we got a couple of them, I really got into the TMCC and I wanted to get a bunch of them. So I got a lot of small steam locomotives like this consolidation. And I was looking at right around the price point of $300, 325, 350, 300 right in there. And if I could find small steam engines at that price point, I'd pick them up. You'll see a couple of those steam engines like that on this stream. I've got this one. There's a Northern Pacific one, which I was telling George we ought to put that Northern Pacific tender on the Northern Pacific with this consolidation. It'd be like
Be like Bill.
yeah. In fact, I'm going to get that right now.
Bill, got it. If Bilko comes on, you guys. He's I don't know if you guys have seen the live streams with the 7-inch, the 7-inch ride along, the 7.5. Give or take an inch. Give me a break.
Oh, no.
Half an inch. It's seven inch. Good thing I didn't say 7 foot. It'd be like a Russian railroad. But anyway, Bilko and Wally have this 7.5 inch gauge live railroad, which is a lot of fun to run. But Bilko's got a Northern Pacific steam engine. So in his honor, they're running the Union Pacific engine with a Northern Pacific tender. Happy birthday, Bill. I hope you like it.
Happy birthday! I hope. So, Train Finder Craig is wondering about next week. Yes, we want to have you on next week, and we'll get rolling on that. Plan on next Fast Friday. We'll start the show at 7 o'clock Central. So, can't wait to hear about that. Train Finder Craig, Dad. I don't know if you knew this, but he bought the NTH display layout.
Oh, that's kind all right.
Yeah. This in the caboose?
I think you took it off.
Oh, you took the caboose off? All right.
Come on, dude. Where is it?
Right there.
Look.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh, we got stuff all over
around
the
slowly.
All right. Bill likes it. Welcome to the Stream Aaron's Trains. You're just rolling through the door and hit that thumbs up button for us. It really helps out. Hey, Crazy Joe. Fun being on the stream last weekend with you. Getting to know you more and seeing some of your craft stuff. So, Bilko's birthday, Artemis's birthday, lots of stuff.
You got it going over here?
Yeah, it's not working.
The engine doesn't have any light.
All right. And yeah, for those of you just coming through the door, too, I'd be remiss if I didn't say subscribe to GFW Trains if you're not already subscribed. We've got a neat little community of people here that are model train enthusiasts and our YouTubers. And what I would like to say is, woo, that consolidation likes to run fast. Northern Pacific 84 right there.
You know, some of my layout, some engines, when they go over the switch, they hit a dead spot. If the connectors if you're not running real fast,
it might be just an issue too with having a different tender on there.
All right, that's another Pacific consolidation, everybody.
Yeah, actually, what I'm going to do is, why don't you grab that Northern Pacific Atlantic back there, and you can leave the tender on.
Okay.
So yeah, like I was saying, All right, Tim found the live stream. It's from March 28th, 2020. I think that, let me see it. There's a way that they said that you can share that. No, I'll get it on next week.
Here, George.
We'll pull that up next week. I'll download it and get that on there. So, yeah. So the Northern Pacific 84 is Bilco's 7.5 gauge steam engine. And we've got a lot of neat videos on the GFW trains. So like I was saying, if you're not a GFW train subscriber, I'd be remiss if I didn't say, please subscribe. We enjoy the fact that you're hanging around and enjoying the evening with us here on Fast Friday with GFW trains and our 100th stream celebration with the 3 gens here. And what I want everybody to do is, like I said, we've got a really neat community that's been developing here. A lot of people that have neat YouTube channels that are train enthusiasts, model train enthusiasts, regular train enthusiasts, both of them together. And we've got to support each other. We've got to support each other. And if we want to have this hobby grow, so please, what we need to do is check out everybody else's channels. There's a couple ways that we can do this in terms of checking out channels. Is that one, you take note of the people that are on the stream here and go check out their channels a little bit later, or you can even, just write them down and check them out at your leisure. There's 2 other ways that we do it. One is down below, there's a link to a Discord server that we've started to go in conjunction with GFW Trains. We've got a couple of our mods that are on here. In fact, we really appreciate all of the work that they do. We've got a couple of mods from the Discord. But the train chatter continues after the live stream, so they go back, talk on the Discord, and on the Discord there is a channel on the Discord server that allows you to talk about your YouTube channel and promote your YouTube channel. So and then the third one, Sparky 107 is he is got a really neat idea of creating a catalog of all of the people that have model train channels. And there's a link for that down below too. There's a video for that. And make sure you check out all 3, 1, 2, and 3. But basically, he started a catalog where you go in the comments and put in your YouTube channel, and you can go back and check that out. So please, let's support each other. It's going to be it's my weekly speech. I'll do it at least once, probably a couple of times. And hey, I caught, Corey, that you were doing it too, and you did a good job. I think that's good. That's good that we all promote each other. In fact, Grandpa, we belong to a group called the Train Collectors Association, right?
Right.
And we love the Train Collectors Association. It's a group of individuals all around the country, 20,000 strong, where they have different divisions in different regions all over the United States. Well, they reached out to me. And they asked me if I wanted to be the chairman of the Kids Club for the national TCA.
Oh my goodness.
Well, no, and this is good. This is good.
All right.
I told them I'd consider it. But one of the things that we talked about when brainstorming is I want to morph it from being the Kids Club, but I want to make it the next gen, TCA next gen.
Okay.
And I want to say that in this next gen, TCA next gen, rather we'll have kids involved, right? We'll have a kids portion. But the next gen, where I want it to be, members from maybe 25 or 21 on down. Right. So we can continue the synergy of this community that's building here on our live streams. Our live streams, and a lot of different people are having some really, really good live streams. We've got some great YouTube channels of people making content and putting really, really good toy train content out, or model train content out there, and train spotting content out there.
Watch these trains when they come around here, when they come around here. He's got the little Atlantic and what's it, the Southern Pacific, is that Atlantic?
They're both Atlantics, right?
Yeah.
Watch when they come around, they're pretty cool. Watching the 2 little engines coming along. It's amazing how good these trains pull. You think about little engines, you think about the old post-war stuff that would only pull 3 and 4 cars. Look at these, and this one, the Southern Pacific, those are all post-war train cars he's pulling, not the new ones.
So these got to be some of my favorite engines. I know the SP Atlantic. One of these days, I'm going to buy that from my dad. I don't know. That's my favorite small engine that he has. But
George, hold out for a low price. It works.
But anyways, so these were from the same era when my dad was really getting into TNCC, and you were buying engines, because they had TNCC and it was really cool. Which one did you get first?
I think we got the SP first.
That's a good question.
I think the SP.
Either the SP or the consolidation were the first one that I got. One of the things I love about
I
these.
got your one of those, didn't I?
No, I bought all of these little ones. No, you did. You bought me the SP. I got the SP as a gift from you. Right.
Atlantic.
Right. So, we root for Godzilla in the movie? Oh, yeah. We're Godzilla fans around here. In fact, hey, tomorrow, keep your eyes peeled. I haven't posted it up yet, but we are having a premiere tomorrow, 10 Central. A premiere. And it's going to be Godzilla featured. So we've got a new Yellowstone, the monster, we're calling it, Godzilla. So I took a lot of video right before the stream. I'm going to smash that video together. Mark it on your calendars because it's not up there yet. Mark it on your calendars. Tomorrow, 7 or 10 o'clock Central, we're putting out that video as a premiere. Now, I won't be here. I'll be on my phone when I do that. George has a Klondike, which is an outdoor scout adventure that we're doing tomorrow. But check that out.
You got to understand Wally's Boy Scout group. They picked great days for outdoor adventures. It's supposed to be 7 degrees tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let me go this way. 7 degrees and you're having an outdoor adventure where last week it was 32.
But we have to plan them like half a year in advance. So,
Well, you didn't consult with the weatherman,
I
did you?
guess not. Yeah, so it's 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central. Mark it down because I got to smash. As soon as we're done tonight, I got to smash that video together, and it's gonna be Godzilla themed, and it's gonna have that new Yellowstone that we featured right at the outset of the show. So that's what the plan is.
It's gonna be great. All right, so now
So I have to say you're excited, and George is like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll be thinking about you in my
About the
warm bed
Godzilla.
tomorrow.
Yeah, and you'll be in bed.
Godzilla, dude. Godzilla's gonna spank King Kong.
Hey guys, getting back talking about the TCA for a few minutes, and some of the guys that are on here, I think are TCA members. One of the neat things about this, what I've seen, you guys, I'm kind of considered an old folk in the TCA. I've been in it since 1977. And, it's evolved and it's evolving. And thanks to young people like some of you guys that are on this thing, it's going to be a little more than just everybody, bunch of old guys out trying to cheat each other out of an old train for their collection. Like our division, we've really changed a lot with our modular group where we do a lot of exhibiting and running trains, and you don't have a gigantic layout to run your trains on. It really gives you an opportunity to put on a train of 100 cars or something like that, and not feel like you have the engines touching the caboose or something. But even depending on where you're living, find out about your division, and a lot of them are doing the same thing we are with things like modular groups and operating stuff, and might be worth your while. That gives you the opportunity to buy a lot of trains too, which is gives you an open market to see what's going on, get some used stuff or get some, even brand new. A lot of the dealers, like if they find there's customers there, they'll show up.
So all right. So I just got chastised for being a comment ignorer. We got lots of stuff going on. I'm trying to get everybody's comments up here. And I'm missing some, and I apologize about that. Feel free to hit those comments back up. I'm trying to get them all, trying to get them into our conversation here as we're talking about trains and talking about things that we've got. So keeping the conversation flowing. And sorry if you feel that I'm ignoring your comments. I'm not ignoring the comments, just trying to keep everything rolling along and the conversation flowing. So,
The beep,
the only beep in our collection.
Yep. And I'm going to get back to that beep just a second. Christopher's train's wondering if we saw the Mopac. We didn't. We missed that. The Mopac Heritage Unit was out here by Joliet from California. Caught it on his channel.
Oh, wow.
really, really cool train channel there, and missed it. Headed back to LA, but he caught that and had a really cool.
Isn't that the one you got the model of?
It is. And then George, tomorrow at 7. So Alaska Three Rail Railroad says that's warm. He's sending warm thoughts from Alaska.
Yeah, I used to fly up to Alaska, and every now and then I'd have to go up there in the winter, and it was always warmer than it was here in Chicago when I get to Anchorage, which doesn't surprise me.
So, and to get back to North Country Trains, yes, you're on about the 19th. We'll start getting that together. North Country Trains, awesome channel. If you guys haven't seen North Country Trains, check out his channel. He is into a lot of videos of real live trains. He's got excellent content on that channel. Really good cinematography, and he's just now starting to get into model train content. We're going to have him on our channel on the 19th. So to get ready for that, check out his channel. And he's going to be on the 19th. And the other one that we're going to have on next week is Train Finder Craig. And Train Finder Craig just picked up the MTH display layout in Maryland. Yeah. So we're going to have him on next week, and he's going to give us some juicy gossip about what's going on there at MTH when he was over there. So, Yep. So the beep. Let me tell you about the beep. George gave me that beep before he was born.
Straight out the womb.
So I got that from my wife, from George. That was the first train that George gave me right there.
Boom.
Before he was born, he gave that to me.
Little engine from a little baby.
Beep.
You got it. So
yeah, this is
it's pretty neat. It's a nice story too.
Oh yeah.
George, my favorite railroad.
George doesn't give away trains anymore.
Oh yeah. Very rare occurrence, right?
George is an acquirer, not a giver now.
Oh yes, I am. Anyways,
so yeah, got that one. What number train are we on now? Anybody keeping track? I think that's 8.
8 tonight, right?
I think so. Rutgers Jitney. I'll tell you what. I had an opportunity to go check out his channel. Man, your Rutgers fan wagon looks like it would be a blast to go tailgate in. He has got.
Oh, is this a Rutgers guy?
He's a Rutgers guy, yeah. And he's got. I don't know if it's an old school bus or old ambulance. It's all decked out, and he parks it right next to the stadium, and he tailgates.
Do you remember when we were going to Northern Illinois games? Remember the ambulance over there?
Oh yeah.
The Northern Illinois.
Oh yeah.
We're real close to Northern Illinois University over here, and when we can't get over to Michigan State for games and stuff like that, we go over there to Northern Illinois. We enjoy the tailgating part much. Football's not as good as the Big Ten, but the tailgating is, no matter where you go, it's fun.
Right. So new guys coming in, Gus Hadley. Thanks for hanging out with us. Train Finder Craig says he got that, and he's a legend in his own mind. He got that MTH layout. So we can't wait to have you on. That's going to be great next week, hanging out with you, checking stuff out. So, we got a special one coming up on this.
The 844.
The 844. If you've been around GFW trains, you've seen this one run around our layout. It's one of our favorites. So, George, why don't you tell us a little bit about this one?
So, for those of you who don't know, this is actually Grandpa George's engine.
It's on lease loan.
It's never seen my layout yet. It has never seen it.
What? Anyways.
I didn't even know I owned it for a long time.
Anyways. So, yeah, this is his engine, and we got this from the same lot we got the 4449 and the 1225 from. So, pretty sweet engine in my mind. Gotta be one of my favorites. Just because of how beautiful it is. It's so simple, it's cute, you know? But
man, it's like the perfect model with the perfect lines, just the right size,
right curve,
right shape.
It's like Wally's wife and my wife. Perfect model, good lines. This is the adult part of this thing.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, So, and somebody says, doesn't the beep only count as half a train?
I think so.
Okay, yes. So yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful engine. One of my favorites, just because of how smooth it runs, man. You can have this engine run for hours and have no problem.
Tim's going to be voted off the island. He says that he thinks Grandpa George should take his FE8
Take it
back
down,
home.
take it down, take it down.
Oh,
You can't see that.
We're voting Tim off the
Can't
island.
see that.
And Burnsy, yes, it is the same guy you got your M1 from.
Yes, same guy. Beautiful train collection, and then we acquired it. But yes. So yeah, this is the 844. So I'm gonna go grab another engine to put on.
That 844 really looks at home pulling that string of PFE reefers.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of a neat string of cars they have.
So, Northern Country wants to hear about your first train, Dad.
Okay, just to give you the 1940. It's actually, I'm not sure when it's made. I know my mother bought it in the end of World War II, right, 1945. I think it's a pre-war 1666 Prairie, and it's the pre-war model of the engine. You can tell by the cab, but it's got post-war couplers and all that stuff. But it's a little 262. I think according to my mother, it sold for $24 back in 1945. So it was a king's ransom. The story she told me, I had a wind-up train, and then she got tired of standing on her head, as she put it, winding up the wind-up train. So she found this electric train. I cannot imagine what it was like to try and find an electric train at the end of World War II, because Lionel quit making trains during the war. They made binnacles for ships and all kinds of stuff like that, but they didn't make any trains. And then they must have had because the engine, there's anybody that collects the 1666, there's two styles with a rounded in the back and the squared off end. One of them is a post-war, and the other one isn't. This one happens to be a pre-war engine with a post-war tender, but it came in the same pack. It had a gondola, a little tank car, and a little red Pennsylvania caboose. All tin, nothing fancy, nothing at all. But sure, I didn't get another train till I think I want to say it was 1950 or 51. Then I got for 1951 that's 2333 Santa Fe. Showed up at the house with 4 freight cars. I had a transformer that you couldn't run the train with. It was I had a 75-watt transformer. Now I know what all this stuff is now. I sure as heck didn't back then. We had a little transformer that wouldn't run the train because it had 2 motors in it. And so we had to go out for the longest time. Then we finally got what was the newest, latest, and greatest according to the hobby shop. That we bought it out was the KW transformer when I actually wanted a ZW. And he said, "Oh, this is better than the ZW." So he sold my mom a bill of goods. But anyway, that was my second train. My third train, I think, was a 2046 Hudson. Then I got a GG 2332 GG1.
What are the stripes like on that one? Are they gone?
They're invisible stripes.
Actually, no.
Oh!
Actually, it's very nicely striped because I had it restriped.
Oh!
Got it restriped. Well, hey, Steven, thank you so much for the super chat. Our train dog from Chicago.
Ooh!
Check out it.
Thank you.
He does a lot of rail fanning around Chicago. Got a neat channel. Check his channel out. But we appreciate that super chat around here. Just making it rain from everybody tonight. Thanks for joining us with the super chat.
Yeah, here comes our first TMCC.
George, aren't you going to sing
No,
for the
this
super
isn't
chat?
the first one. His last name was. Might have been first Odyssey. Actually, no, the PM1. Never mind. But yeah.
George is going to sing. Super chat, George sings. This George.
Me?
Yeah.
Both
Yeah.
of the Georges. Both of the
No,
Georges.
I heard Grandpa.
No,
told me
What
he
did
wanted
George
to.
just sing?
He said that there was this TV show that he
Down by the station
No.
early in the morning. See the little puffer bellies all in a row. See the station master turn the little handle. Puff, puff, toot, toot, off she goes.
Hey, how about that? Bringing to you live from. How about a Grammy for that one, guys?
Oh yeah. If we don't get a Grammy for that, that's just wrong. Wrong, I tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, this was the one of the very first articulated engines we had gotten, or we had gotten. I know you have had a couple before we acquired this one.
Actually, this one, you had got yours before we got this one.
So we got this one first.
Nope. Grandpa's got the same one as this this Malay over here.
Wheeling in Lake
He's
Erie.
got a Wheeling in Lake Erie. We got a Chesapeake in Ohio. We actually got this one from Summerfield's Trains at the DuPage or at the Great Midwest Train Show in Wheaton at DuPage County Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
So that's where we got this one. So this one's actually kind of later on the scene. It was our second articulated engine, though. We got the Class A, and this was our personal second.
Well, I remember when we were building my layout, I'm trying to think, we had the EM1, we were using it for the track, this was in 2001, right? 2002.
2002.
We had the EM1, and we were using, it didn't have any DMCC engines until we started building that layout, because we didn't have DMCC on the other layout. And we used the EM1 for the distances between tracks and things like that, so that was the biggest engine we thought we'd ever be able to get. So all the clearances on mountains and everything like that are all based on that EM1.
So,
Go ahead.
So, question for you: are you a steam guy or a diesel guy?
You know, I love the paint jobs on the diesel. I really think they're pretty.
We need to get you in here better into the scene, Grandpa.
I'm good. I just like.
We need to scoot over because George is moving in and out. So I should be over here. George should sit in the middle, and then you come over, scoot over a little bit more here.
Yeah, I got to move this way, right? Yeah. So, but you know, watching the monkey motion of the steam engines is kind of neat. And I'm kind of fortunate. I'm old enough where I actually got to see steam engines. I think I've told the story before. My first trip on a train was during World War II. We were going out. I was with my grandmother. We were in a sleeper on the Rock Island, and they went out to California. And the steam engine, and when during the day you'd open the windows because there was no air conditioning in the car. I must have been one of those sleepers they were using for the Army in those days. And my uncle was at the Navy base in San Diego there, and but we rode out. And I remember the cinders coming in the window from the steam engine and stuff like that. And then I think I've told the story too. I didn't live too terribly far from some of the big railroad yards in Chicago. I lived downtown, and even when I was 16 years old, when I got a car and I had a flower delivery business that I was running. I used to get parts at a junkyard that was across the street from the coach yard for the Chicago Northwestern Railroad, and they used to have a couple little Atlantic switchers in there, or whatever. And steam engines, even though they had diesels then most of the time, but they still had steam engines in that area. And you know, everybody that watches this thing know we're partial to the Monon Railroad, you know, and you know the Monon. That was my first job out of high school. I started working for the Monon the day after I graduated from high school, and the Monon was the first all-diesel Class 1 railroad in the country. So that, you know, being a little tiny railroad, they got dieselized before all the other big ones, even though the other ones had many more diesels. A little bit of history for you that anybody has. What we always talk about the Monon around here.
So Isaiah wants to know, all of us, what's our favorite era to model?
Steam. I like steam era. Like the era where the articulated engines were at their peak.
All right, that's a good one. How about you, Grandpa?
Yeah, God, era. Boy. Geez. If you say you like, if you say steam engines are your favorite, you got to be in before the end of the 1950s. So
I'm talking to me. I'm kind of like that transition between
Yeah,
the two.
I
where
like
you
them
got
when they're both. Yeah,
right.
I like. I'm not as partial to a lot of the new stuff because it's all so much cookie cutter now. There's not much difference in any of the Jeeps. It's just a number 38, 40, 42, 67. It's like calling signals for the Green Bay Packers, Blue 32.
So, hey, welcome, Marshall Bartley Jameson. Good to have you on the stream. I know that you haven't been here before. Welcome, thanks. Little guy saying that he wants to be a train driver, and when he has a secret when he is a train driver, he uses tiny trains. He loves trains. Well, welcome to the stream. Hope you're going to hang out with us for a little bit while longer until you got to go to bed, and have a great time here on GFW Trains. All right, so... Alaska 3 Rail Road says you don't have enough trains if you still remember where you got them all from, George.
Yeah. I think we should get a lot more.
Don't even know.
Yep.
Never.
So that's all over the place in terms of what people like and what people want to do on the trains. Some people like diesel, some people like steam. Trainmaster likes steam rules every day. This is
Well, if you guys were at a train show, which trains do you think would attract people's attention most? Seeing them.
George, you should get more than one train and bring it out here, like from over here. You get like 5 of them and put them out on the floor. And that way, no, you're good now. But just like next time you go to get trains, get like 5 of them. Does that make sense?
You can hand them to me over the side and we'll put them over.
Yeah.
This is going to be a production. We're trying to get maximum.
How many are we on?
This is 3 more since you had 8. So we're 11.
Oh my gosh.
11 today. So that 11 and 61, we're at 72. So we only got 28 more to go. We better get humping here, dudes.
Yeah.
You want me to
We're not one at a time in it.
We mass communicating.
Mass communicating, George. Mass communicating.
Mass communicating the
Ooh,
trains.
we need to turn that thing off. I'm dying.
That's
Can you
hot.
hit that?
That is hot.
We got the heater on down here because it's cold here in Chicago. Not quite 3 Rail Alaska cold, but it's cold. Hey, Ken Munoz, welcome to the stream. Again, if you're just showing up here, please smash that like button. I don't like sitting in this seat.
You want to sit in this one?
Nope, I don't like this one. I want to sit in this seat here. You can get this seat.
Yeah,
Step over
this
here.
is definitely more comfortable than that. We got more.
No, I
When
just
you have a wide
It's
body.
the view that I can see the camera and everything like that. It's easier to operate the production angle of all of this here.
George, you tell them what they got running here.
All right,
Got another
we
engine.
got Chicago Rail Fan Production up to Hundo. Thanks, guys. Thank you for supporting each other tonight.
So, anyways, what we got going on right now is the Pennsylvania Y3. All right. So, anyways, so this one we got from a really good friend of ours. You want to elaborate a little bit on that one, Post?
Sure. So one of the really cool things about GFW Trains and these live streams is, and I say this all the time, and it's funny, Corey's like, uh-oh, here comes the Wally speech, is we've created a really neat community. And in this community, we've gotten to meet a lot of neat people, and the generosity in the community has been amazing. We've gotten those super chats tonight. I can't believe that. It's so generous of you guys, and it really says something about how you support our channel. And a good friend of ours who watches a lot of our live streams reached out to us and gave us a few trains of his. He said that he liked what we were doing. He liked how we presented everything on the show, and it really got him excited about trains again. And he reached out to us and gave us a few of his trains from his collection. And one of the trains that he gave us was this Y3, and it's got a special place in my heart.
You know, this Y3 as it goes around, next time you bring it around, George, it's got the best motion of any of the drivers that I've seen. Really accentuate. I don't know if you guys can see that.
I don't think they
No,
can.
you can't see it. That's too bad. But it's got a really distinctive side rod motion, which is I haven't noticed before compared to some of the others. I don't know. Maybe it's because they got the chrome drive rods or something, but it's pretty neat.
Oh yeah, you're right on this one. This one's a really smooth run. It's just like the Santa Fe one you guys gave, or you gave us.
Yeah.
That one's also really smooth.
That hasn't come out yet, has it?
No, that one's the next. In fact, while we're doing that, I'm gonna take the 844 off and then go get that engine.
Yeah, I'll help you. I'll help you. I'm gonna help George get some trains lined up here so we can have just a little.
Who's gonna top?
Well, do you want us to run trains, or do you want us to?
George, no fighting in the war room.
Oh, Lord.
No fighting in the war room.
All right. Well, here we are. So, let's see.
George. Okay.
So Anchorage is actually warmer than it is here in Chicago. It's 15 degrees in Anchorage. It's about, I want to say about 7 or 8 right now here in Chicago.
Come on.
All right. So this is the next one that we've got that we're going to put out here is you guys got to keep count of these too, if you would please, George. We have got. Hold on, Dad. I'll get this. We have got a post-war Monon F3 set. It's an ABA set. You'll see it around here in a minute. Actually, George, well, I guess we won't see it on the street. We'll see it on the train layout here. It's a custom paint by a friend of ours named Bob DiDomenico. And Bob painted these up. They're I'm not sure which Santa Fe or which F3 these were, but they're the old growlers. Once you hear them going, they growl.
I bet is the
You don't need
I show that one
Here, this is
and then put that one on. That's part of the count.
what we're gonna.
So I think these were the 2383s, right?
Nope.
Oh, they
They
weren't.
got black trucks and they're growlers.
They got it.
So I think they're 2333s.
They're magnet traction.
I don't know.
My bet is they're 2333 or 2343. They have to be with a screen roof.
Oh yeah. The screen roofs are harder to get too, aren't they?
The 43 is.
So North Country is at
Finding a
47
nice 43.
subscribers, only 3
Actually,
away from
finding a nice
50.
33 is
Check
harder
out
than
North
the
Country
new
Trains channel. He's got a neat channel there too. So glad that everybody's supporting each other. In fact, it's neat that when somebody's saying that they're trying to pump up their subscriber count, that everybody's rolling over there and
Which one are we putting that track on?
seeing the channels go up. So
All right, so gonna run the Monons around now to show you guys that one.
why don't you say that on screen here, George?
We're gonna run the Monons around just to show you guys that one.
I love these Monons. Like I said, Monon is an engine that's got a special place in our heart in our family. There they are. And so, Grandpa, why don't you come over here on camera and tell everybody about the Monon and the black and gold paint scheme and the red and gray paint scheme.
Okay, Monon trains, the freight engines were painted in the black and gold because that's the colors of Purdue University in Lafayette, Indiana. And the other paint scheme they used was the crimson, gray, and white of the University of Indiana Hoosiers. And the early passenger trains, when they went to the streamliners, the dieselized Monon, as they called it in the song, and they painted them the cherry colors. And then later, when I started working with the Monon, they still had a couple of passenger cars were in the gray and cherry. That was in 1962. It was the beginning. No, it was 1961, February 1961 was the day I started that. One of my jobs was I worked in an auditor's office, and I used to go down to the station and with the tickets being sent out to the stations. I used to always go up to the front and see what kind of trains were on there, and didn't see the F units too often, but you'd see those RS units they used to have.
Oh yeah.
That the Monon used to run on their passenger train. They'd have this steam generator on it, and the train would come in with there'd be one passenger car sitting at the post at the back of at the station. And then they'd come in with all the head end cars, and there'd be 6 or 7 head end cars, and they were all painted in the black and gold. Then one day, one come in with somebody. I think Mr. Muffin's Trains, as a matter of fact, is selling one of those head end cars that's in the cherry and gray and white. Which, if you're thinking about buying one of those Monon sets from him, that car is very appropriate because what's what they use for head end cars besides baggage cars. But that's the story with the colors. Interesting story too. There's 2 universities that are on the Monon. DePauw University in Greencastle, Indiana, and
Didn't you say there were 7 universities on the?
yes,
the
there's
Monons?
7 universities on the Monon Railroad, and the DePauw and who's the other one? I'm trying to think. They Wabash. That was it. Wabash College.
Wabash.
And DePauw. They still do play for a trophy, and it's called the Monon Bell.
Right.
Another story. The Purdue Boilermakers. If you guys are football fans, they're called the Boilermakers. The reason the Purdue football team is called the Boilermakers because when they were playing, and I forget which Big Ten university, it might have been the University of Chicago or something like that, they came up with this huge football team one time back in the days of Smash Mouth football in about 1900. And they say they must have gotten a bunch of Boilermakers from the Monon shops at Lafayette to play football. So that's the tradition of why the Purdue football team is called the Boilermakers. So much Monon history where, look what we got here.
So the next one we got up here, we've got an AVA, another growler. We've got a couple of growlers going on. This was a gift to me from Santa Claus. Santa Claus. The AA was a gift from Santa Claus. The B unit was a birthday present from my old man. So the funny thing is it was a gift from Santa Claus, but I was also with my dad when he bought these engines from a guy who responded, I think, or it was a friend of a friend, who knew that Dad was buying the Lionel trains and had ad in the paper and would buy Lionel trains. And
that was the guy over there by the Augustino's house, right?
By
Not
the Getzes.
and
the Petersons.
Yeah, by Peterson's across the street.
And anyway, he got that one and passed that along to me. And this was my very first F3s right here. So
that's a real nice set. Those are 2344s, which is the best one of the post-war model F units because they have all the detailing and they have the magnet traction. That whole train is in really good condition. Hard to find 2344s in real good condition like that. That is really a nice train set. The B units are tremendous. To find yourself a string room B unit is very hard. You know what it's doing? It's going over a switch and it's hitting that sliding shoe. That's why you run it as an AB on there. So what's happening with the couplers opening on the back end of the A unit, and because they're running sliding shoes for the couplers on those, when you go over these Ross switches, it uncouples. So you almost can't run a post-war F3 in an ABA configuration like that because it'll uncouple on you. So you've either got to tape the sliding shoe up so it doesn't, or try and put something on the little dot on the sliding shoe so it doesn't electrify it if you want to run. I think that we've bought some stuff that the dentists use to you cap your teeth with it and you shine that blue light on it, and I think that would be the thing to put on those sliding shoes so you could run, you wouldn't have them uncoupler all the time, because that even when a lot of the post-war rail cars you have the couplers have sliding shoes and things like that, and if these Ross switches don't slice the shoes off, they'll uncouple everywhere you go, which is one of the bad things.
all right, we're switching things around here. Grandpa, why don't you sit over here? You want me to sit? Yeah, you can either sit on this one, or if you want to move the chairs, you can.
Okay, I'll do whatever you want. I'll do whatever you want, guy.
So this one right here, these are yours from high school, right?
Nope.
Nope. You guys got these not too terribly long ago.
We got those from another friend of ours from the Train Collectors Association. Actually, Grandpa got those and gave those to me. They're MPC era New York Central F3s. They came with a really, really beautiful passenger set that matched those. So they were beautiful passenger cars that matched those. And Grandpa gave me those, or didn't give me, I borrowed those because I have a steam engine that those passenger cars. So I've got them over here. And then since possession is 9/10 of the law.
See, now my New York, I think I gave you another set of them. I didn't know.
Possession is 9/10 of the law.
Allegedly.
Grandpa.
I know.
Allegedly.
I know I gave him a B unit. I'll tell you, I had a story about the B unit. I think that he's got that goes with this. We were a friend of mine and I were partners in buying and selling trains at one time, and we went to this wholesaler, and we were looking at stuff to buy and everything like that, and there was sitting all by itself a B unit, which were really hard to come by because they sold them in a special package or something like that, and so we went and I saw this thing sitting on the shelf, so I didn't have the A units, and I'll buy that B unit just in case. And so I bought the B unit, and then the double A's came along, not too terribly long after.
Oh, that was way long after that.
Well, long, I should say, yeah, way long.
Probably about 25 years.
Oh, time goes
No,
by.
yeah.
It's true. It's true. He's right, because it went from the 1980s to, I can't remember when we got the double A's.
We were over at Frank's house watching Ohio State win the national championship.
Well, that can't be too long ago.
So I don't remember what year that was.
Yeah,
But yeah.
But I had the passenger set when it first came out, because I was gonna run the passenger set with my post-war New York Centrals, and the passenger set. If you like New York Central, it's really nice. They put a little piece of paper. That's what I was doing at home. So yeah. Anyway, the stories behind getting some of these things is a lot of fun. George is really working his fanny off. You're changing trains for you guys.
Right. Okay. So Nancy, this is one that I've been wanting to ask for a while here, Dad. Nancy, in the spirit of the Colorado Railroad N Scaler, says, "I have a question for Grandpa. If you could teach anything to your grandson about model railroading, what would you like him to know?"
Model. The thing that if I could teach, and I say this to everybody, model railroading is your own little creation of your own little world. That's what I like about it. You can create anything you want. Think of a scenery. Think of a something that makes fun. That's like my personal layout is a Christmas winter layout, and I that's what I like the best about model railroading, model trains. It brings it's just fun. That if I could have fun with it about model railroading and model what you like, not what somebody else likes. Whatever you want to do, create yourself. That would be the nicest thing if I were going to teach my grandson or anything about it. And the one thing is, start uncomplicated so everything works good, and then grow from there. Because the worst thing you can do, or as a parent or grandparent, is have something that doesn't work. I've seen so many people that I've bought trains from that they couldn't get anything to work. And I almost made that mistake with my boys, Wally and his brother. I had a big HO layout for them, and I liked it. It was fun because you could buy an engine for $9 instead of $90. But things didn't run really, really well. And I spent more time putting things on the track and everything like that, and the little kids didn't get to run it. So I got them. I had the old-gauge trains when I was a kid, and I went down. They were at my mother's, and I went down and got them and put them up and started building the track. We built an O-gauge layout. It wasn't the greatest O-gauge railroad, but the boys could run it all on their own, which was kind of nice. And actually, my two girls have trains too. And one of them's husband's actually caught the train bug, which I'm happier than heck about if they're still on.
Bam, we're back. Sorry about that. Little malfunction here on the tech end.
I kicked the plug out.
Yeah.
So anyways, we got this engine over here. Can't run it all the way around because the tender and the engine keep coming unplugged. It's fine now, but it's just a little thing that's kind of hard to deal with. But this is one cool engine because it's actually a TCA locomotive. It's a convention piece. It's from 2001, and the cool part about this this engine is it goes with the long strand of passenger cars that the Train Collectors Association came out with through the 90s, right? When did it start?
Started about 10 years. 2001 was the last car. Yeah. So it's 7 years before that.
So yeah, so then they made a strand of passenger cars, and then right after that they had did the engines all come out in the same year? Or did they come out like?
No, this one came out first, and the Alcos came out later.
Oh really? And then they had the F units as well. So this is one of three engines made by the three big manufacturers: K-Line, MTH or Rail King, and Lionel. And so Lionel came out with the F units, which are the post-war traditional style of engine. Then you've got the Alco PAs, which are kind of a newer thing.
They're
PAs, yeah.
Okay.
Which are they were kind of new for their time, weren't they?
Yes,
those were kind of revolutionary. And then this GS4, right? This is a GS4. It's a semi-scale GS4 made by K-Line. It's the only one of those three that had the TNCC control system. So, of course, it's one of our favorites because it has that system. What did you guys get this in 2001?
Must have, because that was the only time you could get it.
You got this one for me after. You got yours in 2001, but it was a couple years after when you got this one for me.
See, I've never had mine out of the box.
Oh. Do you have the PAs and the?
I got them all.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, while you're thinking about it, if you're looking for a set of passenger cars that are really quite nice looking, and you're on eBay, and they don't get a lot of money for them. You can get them, they're about $50 a car $40 to $50 a car, and they have a set of 16-inch aluminum cars.
One cool part, or one thing that's kind of unique about the set, is the observation car on it. It's got the Hiawatha style.
It's the Hiawatha.
The Hiawatha style observation car, which is kind of something unheard of for the style cars that they were, because they were the traditional streamlined. They weren't post-war style.
They're post-war, like the silver.
The post-war style passenger cars, and it was the first kind of passenger or observation car to come out with that Hiawatha.
Right.
And here we got them all. Look at that.
Oh, Wally's showing off here, so we can count 3 more engines here.
You can run them.
Yes. So this is 19. The daylight's 19. All right. So we'll pull out the PAs first, and we should let's unbox these.
So North Country Trains is wondering if we have any cars that say GFW Trains.
Oh, yes, we do.
So we're amassing a fleet of cars from people that are subscribers here on the channel, and we've got a couple of custom GFW Trains steamers. So let's start with this one.
That one was made by the president of the Train Collectors Association from us, Stu Rankin, otherwise known as Lionel LLC on YouTube. Very generous guy. He mailed it to me. And said that it was his first custom car, and he made it out of a made in USA box car, which is really, really cool. And it's really cool on the box car. This one is one of 2.
Wait. The slogan is
where we talk about everything, but mostly trains. Originated by GFW Trains.
yes.
This one is made by a really good friend of ours, and I met him through Boy Scouts. But he was into trains, and here's the other one that he made. But this was the first car that we ever made. I think he gave it to us right around when we had 500 subscribers. And he was kind of I don't know. This was kind of cool because it wasn't something that I ever really thought of to make a GFW Trains car, and he kind of sparked the love for that. But he took a caboose, put the YouTube symbol on it, put GFW Trains on it. He says it looks awful, but man, I
love
disagree.
That
Yes, our favorite caboose.
No, it isn't. It's one of our favorites.
Oh, yes. There's the other one. This one was made by a friend of ours. He also, for our 2,000 subscriber special, he made this one for us. So yeah, pretty solid.
James Trains made this one for us.
Yes, and then Matt's Trains and Things made this one for us. But when Matt came back, this was right around the time we hit 1,000 subscribers. He came back. He bought a Menards car. From Menards, brought it back to Washington, painted it up to look like this, so it's got the 1,000 subscribers, kind of glossy, look like there, and it says GFW Trains 1,000 subscribers special. So it's really cool, and then he signed it on the back right here, so we can't say he didn't make it. But he also made a really, really cool plaque to go with this. It's actually under the layout. Why is it under the layout?
Because Grandma was painting back there.
Oh, yes. So he made a really cool cedarwood plaque. That went with it as a play button. He called it our 1,000 subscriber play button.
Our cedar play button.
Cedar play button.
Get it, cedar play
button. We don't need no gold, silver, or diamond play button. We got a cedar play button.
So 1,000 subscribers, cedar play button. There are a couple people that just hit 1,000 subscribers. Congratulations to Cross Anchors. Congratulations to R's Trains. Congratulations, even though he's been there for a little while, RJ's Trains. So you guys, cedar play buttons.
Man, too bad you can't get the cedar play button like us.
And last but not least, these are my favorite here.
Oh, this one is a Wally. Oh, this one is not a Wally Wardrick special, but the next one is. So this is the GFW Trains Mikado. No, Pacific. And I don't understand why I get the two mixed up. But anyways, so yeah, we had reached out to a friend of ours who was really big into putting decals and stuff on trains. And longtime friend of ours from the TCA, he reached out to us and said, or we reached out to him and said, hey, can we make an engine? We had bought this one off the OGR form. It's a K-line scale Pacific and undecorated. And he said, yeah, sure. I'll just have my friend sketch up a couple of logos for you. and he put them on the engine, and that's how it is today. The next one that we're going to show is a Walldozer production special. This one was made
Walldozer production
by the one and only Walldozer. I think he's very, very proud of it, as he should be. But it's one that I love. It's one that you love. It's the slipper.
The slipper.
The slipper. It's so basically we have found another undecorated 080 and eBid, right? And we had some decals left over from the other one, so he put them on there, and it looks amazing. One cool part about this engine, which I think it's my favorite part about the engine, is when you run it around the layout, there are some parts where it doesn't get traction, so it goes and it runs really, really fast.
And it pumps out smoke.
Yeah, like perfect rings of smoke, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so going back to the
TCA.
The TCA, here are the Alco PAs. Pull them out. Oops, they're upside down.
Can you do that on this one? I'll turn it this way.
I hope
And then I'll sit down.
Okay. Yeah, wait. All right, just sit down.
Show and tell time. It's kind of fun. I've got these, and I don't think I've ever taken them out of the box.
So, anyways, I'll take. So these were kind of revolutionary for the time, as Mike Wolf likes to do. He likes to come out with trains that nobody else has made, and these PAs were kind of what sparked the new, or part of the generation that sparked the new generation of trains. If it weren't for them, we probably wouldn't have Lionel as we know and love today. So here is the PAs.
Let's run those bad boys.
Alrighty.
Did you put a new?
Yes.
Yeah, you got a new battery thing in there.
Yeah, BCR.
Yeah.
You want to pull off the daylight?
So we got 4266. Thanks everybody for joining us on the stream. Appreciate it. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Please, it's very helpful for us. Smash that like button.
It's a heavy sucker.
Yes, it is. You know, that'd be kind of cool to make a cool excursion trains. Like, you know how you see the daylight with the Southern Pacific Alco PA behind it? That'd be kind of a cool train to make.
Yeah.
So these have, do these even have proto sound?
Yeah.
They do.
Oh, they do. Ooh, special. But yeah, I think these are really cool. Although I like the F units better, and there's a reason why I like those better. Ours has to be, I think, probably one of very few of the F units to actually have TNCC in them. You will not see another F unit with TNCC in it. The TCA F unit with TNCC in it.
Unless somebody else goes and makes one.
Right. Good evening, Jeb. How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. Love your layout.
You are using that term gentleman loosely, aren't you?
Great Railroad Production. Welcome. Smash that like button if you're just coming through the door. Smash that like button if you would. And if you're not a subscriber to GFW Trains, hope you like. Whoa, that's a loud one there. Hope you like what you're seeing. We've got 3 gens hanging out tonight. Grandpa, son, and son. I think you may need to charge up the.
Yeah, let it run for a second.
Anyways, so yeah, these are the elk. I'm gonna push them back a little. That's it's almost strict for the body.
It's probably I took. Oh, jeez. Lost it.
Lose it again. Sounds like that sound unit we put in those. I put in those Amtrak Genesis.
Right.
Oh yeah. So, anyways,
Yeah, we gotta wait for
the batteries to charge up. All right. So while we're waiting for that, we can pull out another train, which would be 20. This is our 20th engine on the stream tonight. Hold up, technical difficulties.
I didn't do it this time.
So I'm backing it up. And this is another one we got from a dear friend of ours. The Lionel CC2, Vision Line CC2. But yes,
This is the sound. This is silent movies.
but yeah, so this has got to be one of my favorite engines in our collection. I do love it a lot. But yeah, I think it's really cool. I love the features on it, man. There's really a lot of time and effort put into this engine. But yeah, I think it's really cool. I think it's definitely one of my favorites. And
Keep going. Keep going.
sometimes it does this.
What's on the crossover? Like I told you, certain trains have watch switches are wonderful, but sometimes you get the interval in there.
But
all right, cool, we're back. Yeah, I don't know if we were on or off, but our big TV up here went cattywampus. So thanks again for hanging with us at this. If you believe for first, you plug that in down
On my feet this time.
But yeah, really cool engine. I do like it a lot. It's very slow though. You can't run it fast, or else it'll run itself off the track.
That sounds like most trains. When they run too fast, they jump the track. It's coming around there.
So what's up?
All right, we got steam running around here with people liking the steam. And I think it's neat. We got a neat flow of people subscribing to each other's channels, bumping each other up. I like it. I like it. Bill likes that single pipe whistle. Speaking of things that he doesn't like, Bill's saying that the PS1 is in reset mode right now, George.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now you go to.
There we go. Coming back around on the flip side, guys. Let's sit back over here. Now run it slow around that corner so everyone can see it. Space Head like fun if you would hang out with us today.
Man, I didn't know this horn on it. It's so cool.
It is a cool horn.
I can see why everybody wanted these for the toy.
Yep.
The sounds of them are amazing.
So to answer that one, Heath. To answer that one, she has. I don't know if you caught King Kong there on the top of the Empire State Building. She's hit that, and she's worked on some stuff that's right around the corner here. It's kind of blocked off right now by the lift bridge, but she's worked on the that backdrop a lot.
The houses there on the beach, I think, too.
Those have been up for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So she's been working over here lately. You can kind of see, and actually I'll move this real quick. George, you can just leave those out. Let's we'll put those away after the stream.
Yeah, they got putting away all the trains afterwards is really a chore.
So she did right over here. This is what she's been working on here. So that you can see the perspective. It's going to go like this, and there's going to be a river that's going to be coming out over here, and she's going to make some Hellgate bridges, or not Hellgate bridges. She's going to make the Hellgate bridge and kind of tie the bridge section of the layout over here together with that river.
It fits perfectly. Yeah, it's perfect.
I'll get them out in a sec. I was just trying to put them somewhere. All right. So, sorry, Pops.
The TCAF units now.
The TCAF units.
All right. So where are we at on the count, George?
So this is 22. So we got 22. That the PAs were 22. Now these are going to be 20.
You got 3, so you're
20.
23 and 24.
25.
20. All right.
Including the B.
All right.
See, they count different than I do. I count.
Got that Yorkville education.
Oh my God.
So, Conrail 8098, what is our thoughts on the Metra 410 and 765 HU? Which one are those, George? You know?
I got it.
Give us an education on that, Conrail.
He went to Yorkville. We don't know that.
Yep.
Power off on there, you know.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Isaiah. If you're just coming through the door, everybody, grab yourself something to drink, kick back, relax. Got about another half hour. We're on train. George just said up to 25 here. So
the cool part about these is they're really easy to put back in the box.
They are nice. So, and I don't know if George got out that passenger car that goes with these. I got the observation car out because it's a really neat beaver tail observation car.
Is this the one, the working one?
No.
All right.
So yeah, this is a neat car right here. George will show you that one.
So, as many of you may know, sorry, Grandpa, take your spot. A lot of for the time around the 90s, they were making those streamlined passenger cars or similar to the post-war ones, right? But normally, what you'd see on those passenger trains is kind of what?
Oh, this one. We're going to take a little side junction here. Question from Heath over there at Humanity Junction. Question for OG George. What is something that Wally did train-related that really made you mad? You seem to chill. That's my favorite part.
You seem too chill.
Seems too chill about trains. If I had a dime for every time I made my dad angry.
So we'll finish this car, and then we'll explain the story, because if we're going to be on here for another 2 hours, this is a very good question. So anyways, a lot of you know it's got kind of that like rounded observation car, but it's not the Hiawatha. This is the first and I think the only kind of semi-scale passenger car Lionel did, like using the post-war kind of theme on a train, to my knowledge.
Yeah, they made it in the Milwaukee Road set after this.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. We have that. I have that.
Really cool car. I did not know that the Canadian National ran these after they bought the.
No, they run the big domes.
No, they ran these. There's a picture of them with the train. I think it might have been a business car, but they had a Canadian National Hiawatha observation car like this.
Because the CN bought the big domes.
So hey, just real quick, let's hit our North Country Train. Subscribe to him. Push him up to 50 before he leaves. That'd be good. Thanks, guys. So hey, Robert Searcy, welcome.
So once I put this back, actually, I'll go over.
Welcome, Closet Branch.
Grandpa, you can come back here and tell your story.
Okay, how would Wally have gotten?
Welcome, Railroad Empire. He's probably just flustered because he cannot think of one single story. It's like all like one creative piece.
I can't remember one of the things.
How about breaking off the semaphores?
Well, that wasn't you though.
Well, that's a.
Well, in our one layout, I don't know who it was, but we had kids over, and the one time I really blew my cork. Somebody snapped off the semaphores. I had on the layout we had before, I had semaphores all around the layout. And I came down there one day and all the semaphores were snapped off. And I says, what in the devil could have happened? And I blew my cork with the boys. And I think I think the sad thing about it, I think his brother, he was younger at the time, and I think it was his brother's friends that were there. And I think that I kind of ruined my oldest son's relationship with trains. Didn't ruin his, but I think it ruined his relationship with the trains for the longest time, because he used to really enjoy it as much as Wally did, and then he didn't enjoy it anymore. And which kind of, bear in mind, if you've got kids, anybody around here or something like that, you can do something like that and ruin a relationship that I wish his son now likes trains like George, and he's got a nice layout and everything like that. And it's
so funny story on that one. My dad was an airline pilot. He's a retired airline pilot, but he was an airline pilot, so he'd be gone for days at a time. And we had it growing up, a train layout in the basement. It was built up. It was on a tabletop. And Grandpa would be gone for 2-3 days at a time, sometimes as many as 4 days. So when he was gone, my brother and I used to go into his train collection. He didn't know this because he was gone. We'd go into the train collection, and we'd take out his trains, and we'd look at them. And if he only knew. If he only knew.
Allegedly. This allegedly happened.
The trains that we race. One of the things that we like to do most, we didn't race his trains that much because we didn't want to get in trouble for nicking them up. But one of the things that we would always do with Grandpa's trains is we'd have tug of wars with them.
Oh, yeah.
We would have tug of wars. We'd put the trains next to each other and try and figure out which was the strongest train out of all of the trains.
One?
I tried, yeah, it's not working.
Just try it conventional then. I haven't run that one at TMCC in a long, long time, so I'm not sure where that one stands.
Well, the one thing the boys had nice trains of their own to run. It wasn't like, okay, I think at that time each of you had some nice trains to run. Am I right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't, that's the one thing I caution everybody. Don't get mad about something that happens. You can ruin a wonderful relationship with a hobby, which would be a shame. And I to this day, I regret having done that and getting mad over the semaphores, because I know that ruined the whole deal. It's kind of like
Show that one on the screen if you haven't already, George.
So here is the F units.
They're 20. They're like an old post-war 2343, because when Lionel started remaking the F units, they never put the screen roof. So these are more detailed. They have down here on the bottom, they have the handrails by the door, which even after starting the 2353 and post-war, they didn't have those handrails. They didn't have the screen roof. A lot of little things. The portholes are different, but they tried when TCA made these up. They tried to make them up real nice. So, but TMCC wasn't alive yet, so they didn't have it.
So Train Finder Greg says he loves having you on the stream. We love having you on the stream too. The unfortunate thing about the stay at home is that all three of us love to do train stuff together. We're the train buds.
Yeah,
we do all kinds of train stuff together, and with the quarantine, we haven't had a chance to do this very much.
They ran.
We haven't had a chance to do much train stuff together, and this is only the second live stream that Grandpa's been on. As soon as everybody gets vaccinated, we got some herd immunity going and everything like that, I think that Grandpa's going to be a regular here on GFW Trains live stream. It's great to have you out, Grandpa. Thanks for coming with us coming out and joining us on the live stream today.
I got my first vaccination last Saturday, so I'm 1 week safe.
1 week safe.
Whatever that is. My wife got hers yesterday, so first one. So 28 more days, or actually it's now 27 days. I get another one, and supposedly I'm going to be in pretty good shape for that. And we're pretty thankful for that. We got lucky with our county. We live in the biggest county in the United States after the Los Angeles County, and we got lucky one day. I got on just by chance, and by God, there was a space available. I had to wait a week, but we just got in, and my daughter found one for my wife because I put one in for mine, and I couldn't get my one for my wife, so it was too bad. But anyway, she got one a week later because our daughter was real smart.
I like this. Sorry, changing the gears a little bit here. Isaiah Hawkins, I think I might steal this one. We're the Trained Musketeers, George.
I like that.
Not the Three Musketeers, the Trained Musketeers. I love it. I love it. TV Tech wants to know if you ever made a train from scratch. I've never made one from scratch. Some Lego stuff.
I mean, like, yeah, but it's not really that. It's not really that good. But yeah, I mean, I guess you could continue. I guess you could say that, yeah.
This next train's an interesting train. There's a story behind it too.
Take it away, Dad.
Well, we were at a train show, and a good friend of ours was selling this train, and I hadn't bought a train in quite a while, and it was a pretty good deal. And so anyway, it was a pretty good deal, and so I bought this train, and I brought it home, and I liked it and everything like that, and it had one kind of little flaw with it on my layout. Every time it went around, it kind of hit the cowcatcher. But anyway, that didn't bother me at all. But there was a holiday or a Christmas or something coming up, and I thought, well, maybe Wally'd like to have this train. So
Guess
I gave
you
it to
ended up
them.
with it.
So
The Royal We.
Nice.
So I didn't realize how nice it is. Maybe I'll take it home.
The sound's not working. You don't want it.
Yeah. No.
Sound of
Clunk, 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 clunk. Hear that? Clunk, clunk,
No, it doesn't
clunk, clunk.
Does it
Yeah.
ever work?
Oh no, it sucks. Yeah. I mean, it's an awful engine, Grandpa.
It's a stealth. Great.
You know what I tell you, home?
So just trains and things in K&R Custom Models, he's got some really, really cool signals. And he's just saying that Mr. Muffins ordered his entire line of signals, which is really, really cool. Congratulations on that. I was just going through my stuff today, and I want to get a whole bunch of those signals from you for the Yes Railroad. For those of you who don't know, Trains and Things has a line of signals that he makes with LEDs in there. And this is the one that we need replaced. And Kevin, the only reason why I haven't sent it to you is because I want to order a bunch more. And I don't want you to have to waste the postage on sending us one new one when I'm going to order a lot of them. But I just have got to get to the point in the layout where we can put all of those signals up. And you can see the signals on our layout. George, why don't you point them out?
Okay, yeah. So, actually, no,
Right.
you got to move.
I gotta move again.
No, you don't.
They're right by the. Yeah.
Boom, there you go.
Right there.
The lights are right here.
Yeah.
And we're going to do this the lo-fi way here. If you are interested in getting them, you can get them from Mr. Muffins because Mr. Muffins is going to be doing them. And then this is the old school way. Let me see if I can.
Take it off a little bit.
Back.
There you go.
Back.
There.
Still can't see that real good.
You want me to hold it? There.
What's that? Is that
That's a
something?
business card.
Dude, what's a business card?
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
come on.
Say, Mr. KR Custom Models, what do you use for triggering your block signals? Do you have to have a dead rail? Something on my layout, I have the Z Stuff signals that have the infrared sensor on them, and that's worked real good because I didn't want to cut an insulated track piece, and those are really nice. I've seen those, and if you use, depending on how you trigger them, I know the ones that Wally was just showing there are the ones that are connected to the switch machine, so you get a green or red light for your show what the direction the switch is pointed. That they really look nice, perfect fit for the layouts, especially in the scale size when you see the signals down on the real railroad. That's how they look going into the stations and stuff where you see those a lot.
So Heath over there, Humanity, wants to know, out of the three Musketeers, who knows the most about model trains? Now, that's really easy, me.
What?
Well, he knows the most. Heck, he's a good guy.
Nice, that was easier than I thought. Of course.
I'll cede to them.
Oh, no, I'm not sure. And I see, speaking of this, going up here.
We'll put it this way. Expert of post-war, expert of NPC, and then expert of everything else.
Nothing.
Oh,
all the important stuff.
Give George credit. Give George credit.
The modern stuff.
So did you see your daughter was watching through Greg? She says, yeah, smart daughter from AW.
Yeah. That's right. Greg is son-in-law. Oh, we got a really nice one coming. I know where this one came from.
Last time?
Nope.
I know where this one came from.
So, all right, I'm going to tell a story, but George, you should have or hold it up first, and then. But is it on already? You can.
It's on.
I'll just take it off. Excellent.
Get power on the track.
All right. Well, Grandpa, I'll start, and then Grandpa can take.
It's heavy.
This one is a Weaver brass Little Joe, and I got that one from Grandpa for Christmas a couple years ago. Grandpa, why don't you tell the story on that one?
Well, I know he always wanted a Little Joe, and I saw this. I can't remember whether I bought it on a Stout auction or.
You got that one on eBay. Make an offer on that one.
Yeah,
you shot a guy a real low offer.
I wouldn't call it real low, but I shot him as low an offer as I thought I could get away with. But anyway,
and you'd want the cars that go with that first.
Right.
I think I've.
Right. There we go.
All right, real quick before you get on that one. Train Finder Craig, if you're getting off the stream, Train Finder Craig just bought the MTH's layout, their display layout. He's going to be on the show next week. And Train Finder Greg, I am going to get back to you on the how we're going to get together. We'll have you up on here. It's really kind of simple. Just as long as you have an internet connection or we can get you going. I'll coordinate through email, and then we'll exchange phone numbers, and I'll give you a call, and we'll get that rolling. So, yeah, it's going to be a really cool show next week with Train Finder Craig. Sorry about the blackout here. I'm in a different spot than I usually am, so I'm getting...
He knocked the wire out this time.
Yeah, and I think I've got it actually in the wrong plug on my... I've got it in a wonky plug here. So, yeah, hit the wrong button, as Bill said.
Well, anyway, this is these are MTH, I believe, cars. And I bought him this passenger set, and I had hoped to find an engine to go with it. And I had gone to a TCA meeting. The guy had a BL1, I think they're called. Not BL1. It's a different Milwaukee Road engine. He didn't have the dummy unit.
It's a funky looking E unit.
Yeah, it's a funky looking E unit. It's a Fairbanks Morse type engine. And he had one part of it. He didn't have the other, so I didn't buy it. So I go home and I look on eBay, and there's the other half of it. So I call the guy up and I says, "Do you have that part, that engine still?" And he says, "No, I sold it this afternoon." So no engine. So I keep looking on eBay, and then finally this Little Joe pops up, and I make an offer on it. I'm not noted for my extravagant offers, but I made a decent offer on it, and I got it. And it goes beautiful with this set. It's a really beautiful engine, the Weaver, and so I'm real happy about that. And he's got a wonderful passenger set here. These MTH is a 21-inch car, isn't it?
That's 18-inch.
Is this an 18-inch? Yeah, 21. But anyway, they're really nice. Here it comes around the tracks.
So thanks for giving my mom some props. She's always wondering how the backdrop looks, and I always tell her it's fantastic. It's fantastic, and it's good to hear that from a lot of different people. Thank you for that. So here's that little Joe. This is a sharp engine. It looks great with that Milwaukee Road set.
It's the only brass locomotive in our collection.
Yeah.
Other than, I think I got one HO scale brass engine. But,
when I went away to college, I got to see these things run because they used to run through Missoula, Montana. And
wait, really?
Yeah, that's where they ran.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they went from Deer Lodge to Avery, Deer Lodge, Montana to Avery, Idaho. And they used to run, the tracks used to be just down the street from campus. And you hear the trains going through, and they were still running the Little Joes on, and still electrified. That was the what they call that, the Rocky Mountain Division out there when I finally worked for the Milwaukee. But Deer Lodge, I couldn't stay out there at school because I couldn't get a job with the railroad out there. You had to know somebody at the Northern Pacific had a division office there in Missoula. And you had to know, just like any railroad job, you had to know somebody to get in or be a former employee out there. And the Milwaukee Road, all they had was a station agent there, and they had no jobs there. So I couldn't stay out there in Montana for school without making money. So I came back home to go to school.
But yeah, it's a really cool engine.
It's got nice. What's nice is you can hear the cooling fans really nicely.
And I think you looked out on this one, Grandpa, too, because the Little Joes, so they had two different types of paint schemes. And one of them was the solid orange paint scheme, and then the other one was the orange with the red. And that one was the one that pulled the passenger trains. So, yeah. Yes.
So Humanity says that there's a rumor out there, Grandpa, and he wants to know, are you really going to let George weather all your rolling stock?
What? I'm not weathering any of his rolling.
We just were talking about that. We were talking about weathering one of our engines, and Grandpa's not a big fan of weathering.
No. I like them. I like them the way they come from the factory. I like them new. I like them looking pretty and everything like that. And weathering. If I want something weathered, I'll go out and get in my car. It looks weathered right now.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a cool one.
Yeah. So here's Grandma. I like this idea. Catnuts. By the way, Southern Yankee Railroad, love the merch you've got on your what do you call that, George? Your icon or
my icon?
No, what's that thing called? The little picture.
Oh, the PFP.
The PFP. I love that. He's got some profile picture GFW train shirt. In fact, there's two things down below. If you're interested in any GFW trains merch as modeled by Grandpa George here, the OG. Look at this. OG with the GFW trains hoodie.
Fits
Look
good.
At that. Just
look at this.
Should be a Victoria's Secret model there, Grandpa.
Or you want to hide, completely. You want to spy on people looking at trains for the railroad gumshoes. That's not me under there.
There's a link down below for Teespring if you want to get any of that GFW trains merch. We got some neat stuff all the way from beach towels to cell phone covers to hoodies to T-shirts to we've even gotten my wife, who has bought the one and only pair of GFW trains tights.
It's one of one.
One of one is super rare. We've got GFW trains. Yeah.
Don't go there.
My dad said if I ever get a girlfriend, which is probably never.
Yes, we hope.
He said that I got her covered for a Christmas and her birthday, man. Just give her a pair of GFW trains tights.
You need to get yourself a Valentine. Shoot her off some of them GFW trains tights.
George, you know,
GFW trains, George, right there, man.
George, you know how to impress her. Give her a train. If you ever marry her, you can get the train back.
So we've got another one. George or Grandpa George is really good at. Actually, we're all really good at this one. So the term indoor weathering, which if you're new around GFW trains, that's a term that was coined by Heath over there at Humanity Junction. That's Dusty Trains. That's some indoor weathering.
Well, I came up
Yep.
with it.
That was you.
Yeah,
That's
that
right.
was my thing.
That was a George thing. Heath blew it up.
I hadn't talked to. I hadn't. So I had a T-track
Take that
module,
one off and show it.
and I had put it together, but I never did anything to it. And every time Heath came on the stream, he was always like, "Yeah, when are you gonna? Is it finished? Any work on it?" And I said, "Oh no." Finally, one day I came up with I was like, "Oh yeah, it's indoor weathering. Still working on it, man. It takes a very long time." And yeah, it kind of just got big from there.
So that's a MTH Protosounds 1-9 Chicago Northwestern. That's a sharp engine. Got that one. Another one from Frank Piazza.
Oh, really?
Got that one and got a caboose from him.
Wow.
Yep. He had gotten into a load of Protosounds 1 MTH ones and was selling some of that stuff, and we bought a couple of them, including that one.
And the BL2, that one and the BL2 that Uncle.
You know, it'd really be neat if a guy really designed a low cost kit that you could take all these non-command control engines with a fairly simple to put in and put them in there. I think you could make a fortune because there's probably so many beautiful trains out there.
Oh yeah, no,
that aren't run anymore because they don't have the command control stuff in them. So, which is really a shame.
So that one was number 30. So we got 10 more
Ooh,
to go.
Here comes another cool one.
So here's a cool one, but we can't run it.
Why not?
It's the BCR. There's no BCR in it.
Oh, okay.
This is a Protosounds 1 Mazurk unit. And actually, it's the only style of Mazurk unit that was actually prototypical to the real one. So what they did was they rented, or I think leased, a locomotive from the Santa Fe, and I think 100 maxi stacker container cars. On the engine, or what they did is they painted it up all Mazurk for a commercial that they were doing. And so what they do is there's this, I think, deadline that the Santa Fe had, and they'd run it back and forth all day trying to get shots for this commercial. And so they used, I think, a GP40. I think that's a GP40. And it's funny. If you look at some of the pictures, you can see a little red dot in the back of the train, and that's actually a Santa Fe GP40 in the back for when they pulled it back the other way. So here's the engine. And Lionel did one, but I think they made it a...
What do you want me to do?
Fingers, Grandma. Grandpa, fingers.
My fingers were on the trucks. Yeah.
Dang
Fingers.
Maybe one day you'll learn. Maybe one day.
Fingers are on the trucks.
Once he gets enough experience around these model trains, maybe he'll learn.
We shouldn't trust him.
I thought we had a finger scrunch right in the middle.
But anyways, yeah, so this one's a really cool one. And Lionel made one similar to it, but it actually wasn't prototypical to the real thing. So this is the only Mazurk engine that's actually real, the prototypical thing.
Shoot, I didn't know that we needed a BCR.
Yeah.
So we need to get another BCR, huh?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay.
We can try to run it.
No, that's
no.
well, I know I took the battery out, so it wouldn't fry it, but at the same time.
All right. So which one of these steam engines?
T1. This one's a treat. This one's a beauty for all of those guys that are still hanging out with us. Smash that like button. Smash it if you haven't already. Please smash that like button. But check this one out. This is a beauty. Chessie Steam Special T1. Hold that one up there, Grandpa. Look at that, the 2101. I saw this one as a kid when I was growing up. Actually, yeah, I saw the T1. I thought that the Chessie Steam. Now I'm messed up. The 2101 is not the same one that was the Freedom Train, is it?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah. 2101. Yeah. So it's probably got one of the craziest history, that's probably got the craziest history out of any steam engine ever. If you think about it.
Yeah.
It was restored in 30 days.
it has had multiple different paint schemes. Going from the Reading, it's had 3 different American Freedom Train paint schemes, the Chessie paint scheme. I think it even had another one. It might have been painted back to the Reading for some excursions. But started in 30 days, pulled the American Freedom Train, then was an experimental engine for the next generation of locomotives. That was during a time when diesel prices were starting to go up, so they were experimenting with going back to steam locomotives. So that what they did is that's why the Chessie Steam Special was a thing. So the Chessie was experimenting with going back to steam, and that's why they painted it up to the Chessie Steam Special, and that's the story on this Chessie Steam Special. But yeah, it's got one of the craziest.
And that's cool. It's got this really neat story about when it kind of got forced into service as the American Freedom Train, right?
Yeah, it was bought with another with the
Russ Round.
Russ Rowlands bought it. Russ Rowlands was the one that put together the Freedom Train.
Yes.
And part of the Freedom Train was restoring the Southern Pacific 4449. But as they were restoring it, they realized that they weren't going to get it done in time, and it couldn't roll through the rails out east. So they knew of the 2 T1s that were old Reading T1s, and they rescued one of them in 30 days.
I think they used the other one for parts.
Right, which isn't really rescuing it, is it?
Well, it's
it
was in service at some point.
For the Freedom Train, I'll qualify for the Freedom Train, they rescued both of them, but for the Freedom Train, they restored the 2101 and did it in 30 days so that the Freedom Train could be pulled by steam. And when it was out east, it was pulled by the 2101, and when it was out west, or when it was not out east, it was pulled by the 4449.
Isn't that the one that was in the Roundhouse fire?
Yes, correct. Yes,
it's the one. Now, you know, it's funny, Lionel made another Little Berkshire with a Chessie Steam Special, too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So this one was in LTI. So Lionel has come out with this one again, with a, I think it's a legacy one.
A Vision line.
Vision line.
No, it's legacy.
But they've come out with a lot of different T1s, but this was the first version of the T1 that they came out with. And actually, at the time that they made it, Richard Kuhn was owner of Lionel, and he actually owned one of the T1s. I don't remember which T1 he owned, but I think he owned one of the T1s. But yeah, you're right. Sadly, this one ended up in a fire. What engine are we at now, George? 41. So we've hit our 101 engines, huh?
No, sorry, 30.
31. So we've got 9 more to go. 9 more engines. So this is a B6 switcher that I got from Grandpa. When I was younger, I got a lot of toy trains. And it wasn't until I was a little bit older I got some model trains. And this one was what I would consider one of my first 2 model trains. Can you hold that one up there, Grandpa, before you put it on?
It doesn't run too well, so we might only have it go like forward a little bit. But.
This one still, if you look at the bottom, I laugh about this. Our first layout that I grew up with, on the bottom, it had cotton on there to simulate snow, and the cotton got into the wheels on a lot of the trains that we had, and I spent a lot of time cleaning out cotton, and this one still has cotton in the wheels. You can see it up with George showing that one.
Let me tell you the story about this engine, this particular one. When I was selling trains, when these came out, these were a pretty hot number when they first came out. Then all of a sudden, they kind of fell off the earth as far as being popular for some reason. And when we were selling trains, my partner and I, we had ordered, we had ordered a bunch of trains. Now my partner died, and they had shipped us. I had already had this engine. I bought this because I wanted it. And my partner died, and they had shipped us and there was 40 of these. And we couldn't sell them. But when he died, we had our order in for the scale Hudsons and the Mohawks that were coming out. Well, we didn't get our scale Hudsons and Mohawks, and all our loyal customers didn't want to buy all the stuff they'd ordered. So got stuck with all those trains that needs oiling in the worst way. But these became not such a hot item. Now, go on now. They're a pretty hot item when you try and buy them. You can't buy these for as little as you could buy them for back when they came out, which is unusual for a non-command control engine.
I haven't really. This is the only one I've ever seen.
No, there were a lot of them out there.
That's actually a remake of a very popular pre-war B6.
It needs oil as well. It needs joy.
Yep, that one we haven't run in forever. I don't think that one's run on this layout. So then the other one that I got from Grandpa when I was growing up, this was probably my first one that I consider not a toy train, that was a model train. And this one was special. So for those of you that, backing up, so MPC had its highs and it had its lows. MPC era and Lionel trains was cool because they had a lot of neat stuff, but it was all relatively cheap. And what they were doing is just coming out with the same things that they came out with over and over again from their glory years in the post-war. They would just reproduce it. Even some of their nicer trains were just reproduction from the same molds that they had from their glory years in the post-war. Well, this one was a really neat one because this is the first mold that Lionel came out with that was different than their post-war. And it's a Rock Island Northern. And I got this one, and I was really, really proud of this one. This one was my favorite train in my collection for years and years and years. So, and you may have seen this one before. We've had this one on on GFW trains. We've done tug of wars with this one versus this one's the rivals, the 4449, and 4449's kind of had its number.
We should tug of war this one with the Lackawanna.
The Lackawanna's not oiled up, so it wouldn't be fair.
Well, yeah, but like later.
Another time.
That'd be pretty fair.
Yep.
Like if it's oiled.
Same engine.
Angels in the house. Welcome to the stream, Angels. Smash that like button for us.
There you go. Boom, shocks to locks.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Why don't you get those? There's those we haven't run back there, and the GFW trains one. All right, cool.
All right, give her a whirl.
We've got 2 tracks, so we can line one up. And so I love it. This was top-notch technology in terms of sound esteem here. And I laughed because I was on a YouTube channel the other day, and they were talking about the sounds that it was making and how it sounded so old-timey. And yeah, this one here, let me get that whistle. Listen to this whistle. That was amazing. That whistle, I never. That one always got the hair on my my arms raised. Just I love it. Even to this day, I love hearing that whistle. Yep. Yep. I agree, Isaiah. There was some.
You know, it's a funny thing with that engine. They got a real bad rap. I don't know why. We had an engine that we ran on our layout, one of those, that we ran forever and ever and ever. Maybe it's this one here. We ran it forever and ever and ever, and we've never had any problem. But most people were saying they were stripping the gears out and all this kind of stuff in the worm drive on it. And we never had a lick of trouble with this engine, ever. Not a bit of problems. And we ran this train forever, and when the price just fell completely out of them. You can buy one of these for down there around $150, $160 now, and they were $400, almost a $400 engine when they came out because it was so new and it had everything.
Oh, the bells and whistles.
Beautiful little train. But I will tell you what, they badmouthed this train in that Lackawanna that we had out early because of the drive or whatever it is. But we never had any problem with this engine here. I've got 2 brand new in the box at home that have never been out of the boxes. So that's kind of an interesting scenario to it. And I always save the other 2 for my grandson, but I think one grandson got one, so maybe I'll keep one for myself. But yeah, they're some of the MPC stuff, like the whistle in that. It used to be so neat because it has that. Of course, that's got so much neater whistle. But this was so state of the art because it was electronic whistle, not like all the whistles they were putting in. They had those wind whistles that Lionel used. Then they came up with a whistle that didn't sound like much. And this Rock Island here had a really nice one. This also, this Rock Island has smoke from the steam chest.
Yes, it does. So does the T1.
Yeah, the T1 and this one. This is the first one. The T1 came out after that. This is the first one that had smoke from the steam chest, and it was rather amazing to see that coming out like that, the smoke from the steam chest. So it had all the bells and whistles. It's really a pretty sharp engine. It's like that 484 you saw before, only it's scaled down. It's not full scale, but going by Lionel standards, and when these were made, it's full scale. The only thing they had made, actually, this came out before they made the remake of the Scale Hudson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the hot commodity.
What's he got here? Oh, it bites. It bites.
Don't touch it.
It
Right
bites.
there. Look at that.
But if you
What
still
was-
look,
It's
still
got-
look, there's
oh,
like
what was
flesh
the date
on
on this
it.
one, Timmy?
There's blood. There's blood on it.
For those of you that are just joining us, we did a live stream way back in March of last year. I think it was probably about our 10th live stream that we did. And George got his fingers stuck in the drivers of this one, and he was screaming and he was crying on it. What was the date if you want to go back and check it out? There we go. 3 Musketeers. Thanks, humanity. So, yes, this one here, the Hogwarts Express. Tim, you found out what the date of that one was. Post that up there one more time if you want to see George. It was so awkward. That was the awkward. George got his finger cut in there, and he was just screaming, and I didn't know what to do. We were on the live stream. I didn't know whether I should shut it off or keep going or just tell George to suck it up. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, no, I had like a really bad day before that too. Like I forget what happened. I think something happened at school. I think I did really bad on a test. And I came down here. I was already in a bad mood, and then that
George in a bad mood? No, not Georgie.
But yeah, and so we came down here running movie trains. That was the thing.
Right.
So we came up with an Unstoppable Consist, Thomas the Train, and the Hogwarts Express. I think we might have had another one. Didn't we try a Runaway?
General. Do we have a general?
No, I don't have a General.
I think we had
We got the Rio Grande.
Empire State.
Oh yeah, yes.
Well, this is another one everyone
Oh, there
always
you
asks
go.
about. George, run that one.
Oh yeah.
Everyone always asks about that.
Yeah. I'm going to take the Rock Island off. You want that off?
Yeah. But yeah. So, alrighty. So, anyways, this blah blah blah. Hold on. Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties with George over here. We need the handheld cam to show the technical difficulties.
The like when you put it back, it doesn't turn off all the way.
Oh.
Thank you, Trains and Things and K&R Custom Models for the $5. We really appreciate it. But
A few bucks in the right places go a long way. That's the right place, right, George?
yeah, and then he says money so you can clean the cotton. Pops. I'm gonna tell him it's kind of funny. If you want to talk a little bit about,
What do you want me to talk about? What do you got? What do you?
I don't know. Talk about selling trains.
Selling trains. It's more fun to buy them than to sell them. That's what always been one of my troubles. Back when I was collecting trains and I'd go to places and houses and I buy trains. If I had an ad and I'd buy some and I'd take them home and I'd say, well, geez, I can make some money on these trains if I sell them. And then I'd say, no, well, I don't really want to make money on the trains, so I won't sell them. And I ended up with so many trains I don't know what to do with, and I still don't sell them, and I haven't. But luckily, I have grandsons now, and I had my son. It was a source of place to give my trains away to, rather than having to send it somewhere and sell them. And since I bought them, they have good homes. Is what I like to think, rather than it was a business, because they all have a story and they're all kind of fun. So
here's the GFW Trains train. We'll run that, and then I'll get the Camelback out.
Power on the camera. Parting of the GFW caboose. We have Georgia's catastrophe. GFW train lost its caboose. Actually, it lost its whole train. Is it got sliding shoes on the tender? Let's put it this way: if there were anything in those box cars, they're not very good now. That's what commonly was in the business called rough handling, and that was a job I had at the Milwaukee. All right, let's see you get the Camelback going. Pretty neat little engine, the Camelback.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Runs good. That one runs real well.
Yeah, it does. It's this guy right here. But yeah, it's the K-line, and then this Camelback is actually one of the earlier TMCC Lionel locomotives. So but yeah, it's a really neat engine. I like running it at Sammy's lap because it's a small, unique engine.
It's martini time for the cats.
You need some iced tea.
Which one do I get?
All right, take that one. This one's yours. Iced tea for the old man.
Iced tea.
Iced tea for the young man.
No bourbon.
Then got a water here for you, George.
Thank you.
Just like on the airline, right, the cup there, right next to me.
Iced tea time. You got it. Yummy, yummy iced tea.
They don't have any shea collection. They don't have any shays in the collection. I don't think they ever bought any of those. I know I didn't buy any.
No, we don't have any shays.
They went for so much money. They were, for some reason, and all the monkey motion is pretty neat. But, and right about the time the shays came out was about the time TMCC came out. So when the TMCC came out, they didn't want to go and spend $1,000 for a shay that didn't have TMCC, and the shays were really expensive. You probably can buy a non-TMCC shay for a fairly reasonable buck now. But again, does anybody buy anything without TMCC anymore? That's kind of an interest. What do you guys think? Do you like running trains that don't have TMCC in it?
Anyways,
Good night, Steve.
so yeah, all right. I'm gonna.
Thanks for joining us, Steve. We'll see you around the roundhouse.
So I think we're at 35 right now.
So we got 5 more. We're at 95 trains total.
Yes.
95, 5 more.
All right. Let me see what.
How about the Red Rocket?
We can do a race.
Oh, he wants to do a race now.
Well,
We've got the Amtrak
You
ones.
got to do 3 more before you can do a race.
We've got the Amtrak ones, and we've got the Atlantic coastlines, like Mama's back over there.
We can. Yeah. I'll go around.
We should have been singing this song the whole time. 98 trains.
Oh yeah.
98 trains on the wall. 98 little old trains. If one of those trains should happen to run, there'd be 97 trains.
It's pretty good, Dad. Pretty good.
No, I didn't make my living singing. I'll tell you that much.
So, Matt K, we don't have a 611. We do have a 746, a post-war 746. Grandpa's got two of them. He's got a long stripe variety and the short stripe variety.
I got a 611.
You do have the 611, the NPC 611. That's right. Forgot about that. So he's got the 611, NPC one. So, and we've got a 746, Jay. The post-war 746. That one hasn't made it out on the stream. It probably won't make it out for the 100th show here. So, welcome to the guys from Cross Anchors. Glad you can make it. So you got some iced tea. It's about time. I was getting a little famished there.
Yeah. As their special guest, the room service was lacking in.
Oh my gosh! Yep, we gotta keep the talent pleased, don't we, George?
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, the talent gets all angry and they talk quiet.
Oh, I never talk quiet. Some people wish I talk quiet.
Hey, did we yeah, Bill says the shays just don't go fast enough, and we like the trains going fast around here.
Which one is it? This one? Yeah.
Yep, we'll have a race as soon as we get the trains around the corner here cleared off. We've got Atlantic Coastline that George is putting on right now. Well, I guess he's got some other ones that didn't make it off. It looks like the Monon's background there, and the New York Centrals. We'll have to take those off, and we're gonna have Blue Raw versus the Red Rocket.
Chicago Rail fan, no, they do not have a Milwaukee 261. No, we wish we had a Milwaukee 261. We'd like to have one of those, but unfortunately, we do not have a Milwaukee 261. Had a friend of mine that worked the airline with me, was one of the guys that drove it out of up there in the Northland in Minnesota.
So this is a fun one here. George, when he's done running it, he'll hold it up. These are E7s.
Sixes or something.
E7s. Square window, bulldog nose.
So they're E7s from Williams, and they're Atlantic Coastline. And they're actually my wife's. They're Miss B's there.
Mama GFW.
Right. So
Mama GFW's favorite color is purple.
So she's got these E7s, and she's got a set of purple cars that go with those Atlantic Coastlines. We're going to have to run those one day when she's on the show.
Yeah, I've run them before.
Yep.
Yeah,
Chicagoland Rail fan, 103 subscribers. That's great. You better be thanking everybody around here that is in our little community here, our train family, for pumping your channel up there. So there's those E6s.
E7s.
E7s.
E6 has a sloped nose. 7 has the square.
I had it right to begin with. George just got me confused.
Yeah, no,
I got too many things going on. Time for a drink. Yep. Humanity says he ran some Atlantic Coastline passenger cars, Z-scale passenger cars today. Dang. Nice.
Okay.
So, yeah. Hey, Artie Artie Fuffkin. Thanks for coming by the stream, Artie. So, good to have you on. I know that that might be I don't recognize the name, and I hope that you're enjoying yourself today, and I'm glad you like those E7s. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, the Atlantic Coastline paint job is striking. The beautiful. I have a set of Lionel F3s and a set of the passenger cars at home too. So they're minor. It's a TMCC set. I've never run them, but I have them on display. And I love that set. You got to something. One good way. Tip to the guys. One of the good ways to get the mothers and everybody is give them their own train. They like it. I bought my wife a girls' train set, and she husbands that like.
It's separated from the train collection in the original packaging.
So, hey, Jared T., welcome to the stream. I'm glad that you came in today. I hope you're enjoying yourself. We're relaxing, getting close to 100 trains here. Every train tells a story. That's the theme of our live stream here. Every train tells a story. just like every dad tells a story, right?
Right.
We got 3 generations here hanging out. And if you're just coming in the door and haven't already, do me a huge favor if you would, please and thank you. Smash that like button so that we get out there in the algorithm. And if you haven't already subscribed to GFW Trains, look at this young man right here. Please consider subscribing to GFW Trains.
We're going to
So-
pride and joys.
Yeah. So Alaska Three-Rail Railroad wants to know what airline were you with, Dad?
I started my career in 1966 with North Central Airlines. We bought 2 other airlines. We bought Southern Airways and Hughes Air West. We became Republic Airlines, as I said. Then we were bought by Northwest Airlines, and I retired from Northwest Airlines. So that was my career. I spanned about 34 years, 33 years, I think it was, with the airlines. Pretty good. Nice career. So that was something.
Alrighty.
George, did you
Somebody's asking there, do we have, it was an easy one for us to answer. He asked if we have an 844 30, the Challenger that I have, and
3985.
3985. What's the other one? Go back up that way a little bit. It's right up there. And 844, 4014.
We got them all.
all.
Well, we haven't even run any of the big boys.
He ran them last time.
I ran one of them last time.
Yeah. And the other one you haven't run is.
You didn't talk
Cat
about
Ford.
Hey, George, you didn't talk. George.
Oh, we ran the
George,
Cat Ford.
You didn't talk about those yet.
Oh, okay. So these are some Williams P42s, otherwise, or P40s, otherwise known as the Genesises.
Right. Tell them what's unusual about your Genesis.
So our Genesis, it's pretty unique too. These came conventional, but we had ours converted to TMCC, and also I think it's in this one. Oh no, it's in the other one. There's a camera inside of one of the Genesises, and we were able to film a lot of video. Or do you have it?
I don't know where that was a long time ago camera. That was like
Dude, I'm
15
pretty sure
years ago
I'm
technology.
pretty sure it's probably like black and white or something.
Yeah.
You know? It's pretty cool. We'll have to see if we can get that working. That'd be pretty cool.
I've got one still in the box. The camera I was going to put in my piece here.
All
But
right.
we bought these Genesis sets, and first thing we did is I got a sound system, and it actually had its sound system. It sounded like a Genesis engine. When you'd stand up, you'd hear the compressor pump go, and you could hear everything just like if you were standing right next to a Genesis locomotive. And then Wally, you put the command
funny.
control in
The
that.
duct tape that was in here like fell off, so the camera's on the floor.
Well, it's easy enough to fix.
yeah.
And they work. The camera in there works pretty nice. Remember we've got a couple of camera operations. I've got the Lionel camera car set that they came out with. It runs off a battery. Runs for about 20 minutes on a 9-volt battery. Maybe not even that long. Rail scope it was called. It actually had a pretty nice black and white picture. Then K-Line came out with a little card with a camera on it, it's got a colored camera, and we used that for a lot. We always ran that around the layout.
Hi, Matt K.
So that was pretty nice. And now, of course, now the Lionel's got the camera in the caboose, and they got a camera in a dome car, and all kinds of stuff like that.
What's your favorite Northern besides Santa Fe Northern?
4449.
What's that?
4449.
4449. How about you, Grandpa?
My favorite Northern.
He likes 844, that FEF.
844.
Yeah, we don't have one. What do you mean?
I know you don't have one. I have one, but I never seen it.
So, and Lambo wants to know what kind of planes you flew, Dad.
I started my career in the airlines in DC-3, believe it or not. And then I flew the Convair.
The dinosaurs drive.
Yeah, when the dinosaurs flew airplanes, the pterodactyls and all that. Before I flew for the airline, I worked for the Anaconda Mining Company. And we had a Beech 18 and a Convair 240. And I flew those and numerous light aircraft. And then after the Convair 340 for North Central, 340, 440. I flew the Convair 580 for a long time. Then I flew DC-9s, then the 757, and I just before I retired, I got a bid on the 747. So couldn't fly that very much. I retired.
Cool.
I decided I hurt my back, and I couldn't sit in an airplane for 14 hours anymore. And it was too bad, but I was ready to. I'd had a nice career, and I was ready to leave.
So we got some new names here. Gavin Blab, welcome to GFW Trains. We've got our 100th live stream celebration where we're hanging out, talking trains. 3 generations here. We got OG George, Young George, Wally, Waldozer Productions here. I'm the guy that takes GFW Trains places. This is the guy that takes Wally places. So welcome. And I also saw the Andy Mano. Welcome to the stream, guys. If you haven't already, please do me a favor, smash that like button. And if you enjoy what you're seeing around here, consider subscribing to GFW Trains. My son is GFW Trains. He's running around, putting trains on, taking trains off. We're getting close to 100 now. I think we're at 95, aren't we?
98.
98. And credit where credit's due. Bill says that he believes that TMCC was put in by Bill Cotool, and he's right. Credit where credit's due. I tried to put it in. I didn't get all the way there, and Bill took it home. I tried to leave the electronic E unit in there and put in the TMCC, and I couldn't get it going. But Bill took it home and put the TMCC both in that one, and then he put in the TMCC into the Train Collectors Association F3s. So our friend John, where's he at? John 618. You probably remember John. He has the HO layout, and he's the pilot for.
Yeah. He's a corporate pilot, right?
Either corporate or United. I thought it was one of United's
feeder airlines.
Right. John, you have to say, but yeah, he is DC-3. How about that? He started flying DC-3s.
Yeah, I when I got hired, I was co-pilot on the DC-3 for a little over a year, and then I checked out in the 340 as the first officer, and then the 580, and then captain on the 580, and then captain on the DC-9, and captain on the 757 and the 747. So it was, yeah, I had a really nice airline career. I went from something that was made before World War II to the biggest plane in the world at the time.
I mean, you've flown probably like almost like all generations of airplanes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I learned, I have a picture at home that's really an amazing picture, and I never knew the picture existed. During World War II, I was a picture of me. My dad's holding me at an airport, looking at Army trainer airplanes. They used J3 Cubs for trainers. And I'm at this airport, and my dad's holding me, and I'm just a little shaver at that time, very little. And I've got the pictures. I never knew these pictures existed. I went out to my uncle's house in San Diego many, many years later when I was visiting after I'd been an airline pilot. And I was going through, I have a cousin that's the same age as I am, and we had these pictures that our mothers shared. And I saw these pictures of me and my dad looking at these airplanes I never knew existed. I put a magnifying glass on the J3 Cubs. And the plane I'm looking at, I actually soloed in 1962, that same airplane.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I'll show you the pictures at the house sometime. But I never knew these pictures exist. So I learned to fly in the J3 Cub. And then I graduated to a great big Cessna 172 and flew everything, flight instructed for a couple of years. And then I flew corporate for a year and then the airlines. So it was I have a nice airline career. I still fly. I own some airplanes. And I still fly. And his
that's an understatement.
His brother owns a flight school. And we're real happy about that. She was the queen of the skies, yeah.
So getting back to the stream here, I saw that Jerry Satterley was on. Welcome to the stream, Jerry. 2 people now have been on the stream that were on the very first stream that we did, George. And our 100 and 101st, 102nd stream. So Antoinette, she was there on our very first stream, and Jerry Satterley. Our very first stream, where was it, George?
The National Railroad Museum. SMT was on that stream too.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
Yes, he was.
Yes. So if he ever joins, then we can say we have 3. But
Right now, we got Jerry Satterley. So thanks for coming in, Jerry. Sats.
that's right.
So we're getting close. We're getting close. What are we on, George?
This is 98.
98.
98 trains on the wall.
98, 99?
Yes. This is 98.
Hey, look
No,
what we got.
this is 99 and the 100.
All right. And then the 101 is the one we've all been waiting for.
Ooh, which one's that going to be?
That's it.
Heat bite, train bite.
101. They're going to get a Dalmatian
You
train.
sure you want to like run that one? That one's kind of boring.
101, George is going to run the Hogwarts Express to close out the 101 streams.
It's not. I'm not running it. I'm not even doing.
Yes, you are.
No,
All right.
sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, now is the point in the stream that you've all been waiting for. Train racing, Fast Friday. We've got Blue Raw versus the Red Rocket. Let's see those two trains, George. Break them out, break them out, break them out. These are two of our classics right here on GFW Trains. These are the trains that we began train racing with. They're both Lionel Alcos. The 1066 Texas Special, known as the Red Rocket, complete with 3 Estes rocket engines right there on the top. And the Red Rocket's rival, Blue Raw, the Marine Corps Special, the 212 of Lionel 1968-69 vintage. We've got 2 of our greatest train racers here. We've got 2 of our greatest train racers here. We've got the young punk George. Ooh. And then coming in all the way from Bartlett, we have got old man George in the Battle of the Georges.
Oh boy.
Do I get a practice run around the track one?
Yes, yes.
As special guest.
Special guest gets a practice run.
Notice George has got it rigged. Oh. See, I need
Light those puppies up, boys and girls. Humanity says his first stream was hosted by the real superstar of the GFW family, Mama. That was the first time he came on. He saw Mama on that one. I don't know, was it you and Mom or was it Mom and Anita?
No, it's me and Mom. Anita and Mom have never done
See, it could easily be done without me. That's what it says to me. All right, the legend and the legacy. Dad and son, or dad and grandson here. Let's see what we've got, guys. Let's see what we've got. For those of you that are new around here, Fast Friday is known for our train racing. Our train racing. So it works like this. We have 3 heats, 3 races. 1 on the outside, 1 on the inside. And then we flip the tip tinner, and the winner of the flip gets to choose whether they want the inside or the outside. Each race is 2 laps. 2 laps. And the winner gets to go on for huge bragging rights within the family. Are you ready, racers?
Yes.
Are you ready? Bill Caberna says, wow, just engines. Those are going to wreck. These are the classics right here. This is harking us back to the beginning. Now, they're not trained. These are engine races. But the reason why we're running these, if you come back on another time, we don't race just engines. We race the whole trains. So are you ready, racers?
Yeah.
Ready.
On your marks. Get set. Go. Hello from Sweden. Good to see you. All right. As they round the corners, the Red Rocket is in front. And Blue Raw with the conservative route. Taking those corners nice and slow. Oh, comes off the track. And the Red Rocket is going to bring it home. First race to Grandpa. First race to Grandpa. With the Red Rocket. Now you're on the outside track, Grandpa.
That was rigged. Rigged.
Hello, Hakan Sundberg, all the way from Sweden. You're the first viewer that we've had from Sweden on GFW Trains. Well, what's that? Oh, he was from France, dude.
Oh, I thought he was from Sweden. Oh, yeah.
George, France and Sweden, two different
Oh
animals.
my gosh. I'm
Geography.
sorry.
Yeah, typical teenage
No, that's not
geographer.
true. That's not true. What about that engineer that was on the Swiss, drove on the Swiss railroads? Sent you pictures of the
That's
Yeah,
not Sweden.
it's Swiss.
It's
You
not
said he
Sweden.
drove on the Swiss railroads.
Oh.
See, ladies and gentlemen,
Swiss, Sweden, France.
this is why I've
Geography.
decided to spend all of my money on trains instead of sending George to college. That's how it. Everyone asks me how much money do I think I've spent on trains.
Actually, what Wally's thinking, if he sends George to Ohio State, he might end up in Michigan. Same place, state. What the hell?
All right. That's it. George would be like, "Hey, Dad, I just graduated from the University of Chicago." Chicago State.
Harvard on the rocks.
All right, boys and girls. We have got George on the inside track with Blue Rock. We've got Grandpa on the outside track with the Red Rocket. Grandpa's ahead. 1 race to nothing. 1 race to nothing.
If I win this one, it's over.
It is over.
Ready?
Hold on. Train Finder Craig is going to be on next week. I got to put in a little pump for this for everybody that's in here. Come in next week because we're going to have a special stream. It's going to be great. Train Finder Craig just bought the display layout at MTH Trains. He's going to be on the stream next week. We're going to get a chance to talk to him. We're going to get a chance to see what he's got there. I don't think he's got the layout set up yet, but he can tell us about the purchase. He can tell us about going there to MTH. He can tell us some insider scoop on what's going on over there. So if you're not next week, we'll be back for our regular Fast Friday live streams, stream number 103, and it's going to feature Train Finder Craig. So back to the races here, boys and girls. Back to the races. Racers, are you ready?
Sorry.
On your marks. Get set. Go. Ladies and gentlemen, on the dark side of the moon over here, we have got Blue Raws ahead. Blue Raws ahead. Coming into the scene, we've got Red Rocket. And Blue Rock comes off the track. All Grandpa's got to do is bring it home in one piece, and he's the train racing champion for the night. Train racing champion for the night. And George is coming in fast, but Grandpa's taking the considerate route for number 2. And off the track again for George.
No. My first time winning the train race.
Grandpa's the winner. Winner, chicken dinner for Grandpa.
Can I do the dance? Yeah.
The Grandpa train winning dance right there. Do a little dance.
Do a little dance. Make a little love.
Get down tonight.
Yeah.
Get down tonight. So that iced tea talking right there. Iced tea's getting to Grandpa. Look at that. He's all through with his iced tea. Woo!
The engine broke.
I think the driver broke it.
You kidding me? You need to do more than that to break Blue Raw. Maybe you got to solder a wire or something like that. Blue Raw will be back. George broke it. George, you break it, you buy it around here. You got to buy that one. That's
I'll give you $5.
$500.
$500?
$500. Yep.
You bought this one at York for $5.
Yeah, but I didn't buy that one at York for $5.
Yeah, Uncle Bob.
Look at this one now is much famous. This one is much. All right. Every train has a story. These are our racing trains. When I was growing up, this was my train that I bought specifically to race. I bought it at York for $5. Later, I needed to make it go faster when I was racing my son. So I taped some Estes rockets on there. Light her up, boys. And then George, the other train over here, Blue Raw. So this one got nicknamed the Red Rocket. And Blue Raw over here was my brother's train. And we would race these ones all the time when we were growing up. And we had another one. It was a Union Pacific one like this. I don't know where that Union Pacific one is. We're going to find that one. Yeah, we're going to bring that out and we're going to race it. That was my brother's main train racer. This was my train racer. And another one that would race all the time was Blue Raw right here. This one, George tried to put a little bit on the top, got himself a flare, a little extra speed on
I
that
even
one.
had spikes
Boom.
on it one time, but I was told I needed to
So
take
look
them
at
off.
this, George. This one you say was only a $5 engine, but it became, look at it became the symbol of GFW Trains Fast Friday. Now this is priceless. This is like Thomas. Smithsonian has been calling me up asking me if we wanted to give this to them.
Oh yeah.
Yep, or in that museum that has Thomas, they asked me if I wanted to give this to them.
Wow.
Yep. So come back, because we usually do train racing every Friday. We've got some good ones. These aren't our usual racers anymore.
We got the steam engines.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And we've got our famous NW2 racers. We race our 2037s right here. This is our normal racers. And we got our NW2s. The sign of the beast right here, 666. The beast, the devil train. And we race those. Got a couple of 2037s, and we got 2 NW2s. There we go. There we go. Oh, 4 more thumbs up. Let's get to 100, guys. Please get us to 100. That would be so cool. We've never gotten 100 thumbs up in a stream. Oh, please. That would be so awesome. So, guys, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. We've got a bunch of new people coming in. So, welcome, Jagoku. I saw Jagoku up here. Let's see here. Nicholas Schnee finished the challenge. All right. That's good. We got the Devil Train. That's a Bilko special. Actually, all of those are Bilko specials. Mr. Oliver. See Thomas back there. That's another good one we got going on. Thomas, we did that one for a $20 special. Yeah, Blue Rod melted down. Mr. Oliver, little engine that could is here. All right, Mr. Oliver, welcome to the stream. There we go. So, for sure. All right, we got to a hundo. Thank you, everybody. Woo! That's awesome. And as our last little bit, as we're closing this out, for those of you that are just getting here.
Oh, we got the man-eater on.
We've got the man-eater right here.
Man-eater.
See that? That'll eat up George's finger right there. George got his finger caught on this in one of these streams, and he was crying.
Meow.
Oh, we're gonna find it next stream. We're gonna feature George when the Hogwarts Express bit his finger. And as we ride off into the sunset on our stream here, George is gonna drive. This is George's least favorite train in our collection.
I'm gonna run it off the track.
Oh,
Running off the rails on a crazy train. Oh no.
That's the one you had the derailment on. That's why your engine didn't run.
Hey, Christopher Trains. Congratulations on hitting 150. There we go. There goes the one that'll come
fast enough.
Come back around on the flip side. It is. Don't run that thing off the track. That's my train. The Hogwarts Express right there, ladies and gentlemen. And that is the 100th engine to end the night. Or 101, depending on if you're counting or not. Lambo, thank you so much. Says, what a great show. So much good family. Good family history. So much fun. Thank you, GFW. God bless Lambo. Well, thanks
Chris.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us, joining us, and being part of this special celebration, the 100th live stream celebration for GFW Trains. And just to recap on things, George and I started doing these live streams as soon as we got the quarantine stay-at-home order. It kept us sane. We did, well, or maybe it drove us insane, huh, George?
Drove him insane. Me, perfectly normal.
He's insane all the time.
But we did these live streams, and we did them to start off with every day. And it's been just about a year now since we've been doing these streams, and we reached 100. And I tell you what, one of the things that keeps us going, right, guys, is that we've just created a really nice group of friends, a really nice community, and yeah, it's really humbling that we've got that many people that really give a darn about what we're doing.
100 likes on the stream.
How about that, huh? How about that? Fun community, guys, and you know what? It's a test.
He's cracking up.
I'm cracking up. No, I
Guys, he's gonna cry. Make sure you get this. I don't know, the 100 likes. They made him cry.
Hey,
it's not 100 likes. I mean, it's just, you know what? It's something that I love doing, and I know it's something that you guys love doing.
Yeah.
And it's really special for me that we've got you know, my dad's here, my son's here. We're all doing this together. We're having a good time celebrating. We haven't had a chance to get Grandpa on. Grandpa was, you know, him doing this together with us as part of GFW Trains was the vision from the beginning, you know, and
Train buds.
Yep. So we've been doing a lot of these streams without him, but it's great to have him with us now. So anyway, yeah. Guys, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Please be safe, be kind to each other.
Keep warm.
Keep warm.
Keep warm.
And please, guys, everyone always laughs, but we've got a really, really fun community of people here. Nice group of people that really like each other. They have fun, or they have great interest in these trains. They have a really neat corner of YouTube here with this model train community. So please support each other. There's a lot of Discord channels out there. Go to Discord. Keep that conversation flowing because we've really got a neat flow of synergy here, a really nice vibe in the model railroading community. We've got a Discord down below, but you can go to our Discord, see other Discords. You can see other YouTube channels down there. Check those out, and you know what? Be good to each other. So anyway, guys, see you around the roundhouse.
So we'll sit you on the way out. Bash.
Right on, guys. Thanks again, everybody.
Two thumbs way up. Thank you, audience.
Adios.